Hello, I'm Occupational Click, and I got a stain on my shirt. I didn't want to. I probably shouldn't be going live, but I needed a distraction, so I wanted to come live, albeit briefly. Uh, just because my brother came home from work, and I can tell he's tired, he's burned out. It's just it is a lot to go through. Hello, hello, Eric. Good to talk to you again. Good guy. I'm not gonna be on too long, but I figured, what the hell? It's nice streaming at different times. So I figured I'll come on just, for like maybe half hour. I know what I should be doing, and it's just like dysthymia. This persistent, my focus can never be 100%. I don't know if I've been mentally damaged beyond repair because of the PTSD, and because of the older I get, I do think all of my symptoms, they get worse, like anything else. Yeah. I used to be able to run fast. Now I can't run, like a car accident. I think it's both. I think the aging process coupled with everything that's happened to me. We got physical accidents and mental accidents. It just, it's scary. But anyway, the landlord called me, and I pushed him off till Monday. He wants like a date. He wants us out, if not in August, he really wants us out by September, not even October 1st. And, part of me feels, fuck you. I got my rights. Another part of me thinks, like, no, I got to get out of this disaster. And I'm looking around, and I was saying, I might have said this last stream or a couple streams ago. We actually, my brother and I, did a lot. We did quite a bit. And it's like, you think by now, after, like if it were just the two of us and we were moving from one place to another little place, we'd have been done long ago. There's so much shit, and we got to do this all by ourselves. It's not just, oh, you're being lazy. There's this idea of like, my God, 2 dumpsters, how many rentals of vans to put stuff in storage and take to the scrapyard, and we're still not done. It's like a never-ending nightmare, and the clock keeps ticking. It's almost like I want to freeze up because of the pre-existing anxiety and this added anxiety. And now it's like, well, where are we going to live? Is my credit score fucked? And I got in contact with some guy. I was looking online, these different sites, rent.com, apartments, Zillow, Best Rent, all these different sites. And I found some dude not too far from here. And what was interesting about it, like I remember like in the olden days, because my parents used to rent different houses. We'd move a bunch of times. When I was younger, you look in the newspaper, and they'd find some place, for rent by owner, call them up. My parents would go meet the owner. Talk with them. I'm sure they would show the owner proof of some kind of income or proof of something, but there were none of this, online verification stuff, and they'd make a deal. Now, everything is done online. A lot of these rental places, they use what do you call it? They use realtors. They actually use a realtor, and because of COVID, we have this new 3 times the rent and income nonsense. It was never a thing before. It was all due apparently to COVID and tenants not wanting to pay their rent, and they were given a pass. Remember, for months. I don't know about different parts of the world or even the country, but in Jersey, and I think other parts of the U.S., many tenants were not paying their rent, and they were exempt from doing it. The government basically said, the federal government said, you don't have to pay your rent, or the landlord can't kick you out during this national emergency. So because of COVID, in the aftermath, now we've got these ridiculous, apartments, not even $2,000 a month, but you better hope you have $6 or $7 grand guaranteed every month, or we can't rent it to you. So it's one of these. Of course, if I had the job on paper, I could always quit, or if he lost his job, once you're in, you're in. But now it's like I went from difficulty to extra difficulty to super duper difficulty by injuring myself, not having a car. This is so fucked. You know what I mean? So that's where I am, and it's daunting. And I think about like basic things, like even if people don't like me, working a suburban job shouldn't be a death sentence. But apparently, I was looking about the intensity of thoughts and the way autism and ADHD work together. And people were saying it almost becomes its own thing. Like I was telling my shrink, you can think of what autism is and what ADHD is. When put together, you get some kind of hybrid thing. This is why people might look at me and say, well, you're too focused and knowledgeable to be ADHD, or you're too talkative and impulsive to be autistic. It's sort of like, it's almost like it's that ADHD thing. Yeah, this new term that's floating around. It really is a thing unto itself. And like I said, as I've gotten older, the ADHD portion probably wasn't as bad. Well, I mean, it probably was, but not as obvious in my younger days. Do you see how my whole life has turned out? And it's like now I get up and do things, but it's like all I think about is all this stuff. And it's almost like, what's the point of hard work in a way? I know intellectually you're going to do it, but it's like, Arbeit macht frei. Arbeit macht frei. Work does not make you free. I thought my hard work would be my saving grace, despite doing everything right. Is people, including my own parents. I was telling my shrink, the same thing that happened in these jobs, these socials, it's like what happened with my own family. If my mother or even my sister had said, hey, listen, we don't want to work with you, it's okay, fine, fuck you. What they did was they used me for the labor, but I still thought, okay, I'd get frustrated with them, but we're still a family, let's work together, let's do this. They waited till the moment was right, and they had no qualms throwing me under the bus. And they put us in this fucking position. We were supposed to close this house together. They both went over my head. And my fucking retard father, I worked for them and because I got a little upset or I yelled on, I'm, the bad guy. So, and they knew some of my stories of what happened in these different jobs. It's like, no matter how hard I work, it's like, hey, this nigger bitch throwing me over. Oh, no, she was nowhere near you. And you were vaping. Let's have him arrested for vaping. It's like, what the fuck? It's even when guys starting to break my jaw in front of everybody. All these witnesses, the boss is like, oh, what did you do? Oh, you should quit the job. So it's like, so why'd you guys even hire me? And these idiots, you want to go on your own, fine, have fun. But you get no help from me. I still labored for them, and I could see the cracks. I think my frustration is due to cracks. It's like, so you've got a little dog, and the dog is harmless, but I don't like that dog. He's vicious. I'm going to prove it. And you keep pestering. And finally, after too many pesterings, the dog finally bites in defense. See, I told you. It's almost like that. It's almost like a ticking away at me. I'm still trying to work for the common good. And what has it gotten me? But now the common good would be my brother. I know that. I should be working for him. It's just so devastating, this burden that was dumped upon us. So I wanted to share all that because that's, and I had sort of like an on and off sleep. I feel anxious. I can't sleep. I was doing physical therapy yesterday, so I was tired. And I came home and there's so much great. And the landlord's calling. But even doing things, I'm just filled with a sense of dread and sense of futility and a sense of, oh my God, and a sense of fear. But I think, that's where I can identify with different people, different strokes. What Horsehead and I last time we were going on about his whole. We can talk about it again sometime. His whole vacation versus personal time story. But the commonalities of what the anxiety feels like. I guess some of us are more anxious, anxiety prone than others. What it's like, dreading the future, and what it was like for him and his wife being unemployed for 6 months. What it's like for me. I have no job and car, and my brothers, they're cutting his hours, and we need income on paper to rent a place and a credit score. So it's like that dread, that anxiety, that, I guess, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. But some of us, I guess, just freeze up, or it creates it makes it extra hard. Well, you're one of them. I have no idea where everyone else is. It doesn't matter. I'm just streaming for the hell of it, take my mind off things. I mixed cold beer with this warm, flat beer because I don't want to waste it. But now it's like, so, Laffy, I think a lot of people come here just for the social environment, not really to listen about me and talk about my life. I don't think most people actually care. So if you're looking for the Starlings, see if someone else you like is streaming, another nester. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really go around to other people. So if you're looking for your fellow Starlings, I guess you're the one wayward Starling who doesn't know who everyone else is. Check your subscriptions, see who else is live, and go watch them, I guess. I don't know. I don't tell you. Anyway, I heard from, because there's anxiety and stuff going on. Even though I'm not accomplishing a lot, it's like, I got to do this. Well, no, wait, that's a waste of time. I should really be doing that. It's like I get all frozen and flustered. And I think Dumb sent me a message the other day, but I haven't spoken to Dumb in a while. Where's my phone? I'll play the Dumb message. No, I'm still, I know Dumb is busy with his. Oh, there he is. Oh, just speak of the devil. No, I got a message from you. Look, you're busy with work, and we got a bunch of shit going on. But let me find my phone, see what's going on here. I'll be right back. Say. It's not the Starlings I want to talk to. It's the quality people, the ones who count. No, I'm glad you're here. Give me wait. See here. Wait, 4, 5, 6. It's Sunday. Okay. So it's like going on 7 a.m, but it's Sunday, so you're off from work. I was gonna say, don't get fired listening to me, but no. I got a message from you. It was time like Oh, I didn't. I'm like, oh, James, Dump sent me a message. So yeah, no, don't say I was ignoring you. I didn't block you, that's for sure. It's because I didn't respond right away. I left you on red. All right, give me a minute. Let me see. I'll play that. Why not? I'm glad you're here. I think I talked about there's more money down the drain. We've already paid for 2 dumpsters, several vans. It's almost like what happens. What we got to do at this point is just get one more dumpster and one more van. Go room to room. Okay, we're keeping this in the van, this dumpster, and just do it that way. Because it's getting to be like I was saying before. If I'm gonna say this to James, everyone else just came in. It's not just laziness. For all the work we've done, by now we should be finished and ready to move out. It's like no, it took at least 2, now probably a 3rd round just to close this house. It's like, how much more shit do we have to do? So it's one of these, and I was totally fucked over by my parents, evil people. I never had any malice towards them. I didn't realize they were plotting against me, just like in my own family. I was saying to my shrink, it's like, I'll play James's message in a moment. Let me say this. If we think of a workplace as a family, and I don't mean this in a corny way, like we're all family here. I'm use the word family in place of something else. Family, just a group of people you've got to be around for better or for worse. Like if your biological family, a workplace becomes a family. I wouldn't call people on a bus that you'll never see again family. I'm using family in a broad term to mean you're seeing these same people for better or for worse. Whether you like each other or don't, you're interconnected, intertwined. I was a member of these families. I was. But what I didn't know is that they didn't want me. So you can talk about a black sheep. It wasn't just a black sheep. It's the idea that I'm still thinking, man, these people are really frustrating me, but I'm a part of this family, whether it be the workforce or my own biological family. I'm part of this. Fine. I'll keep doing what I have to do. I'll work like a dog for the company, even though I'm treated like shit. I'll help my parents out all I can, even though they're like poking at me. I might lash out because they're trying to get me to lash out, but I'm still a part of this family. Never realizing that they wanted me out of the family. I never realized. I thought, well, I'm still, I didn't realize that many people conspired to kick me out of the family. Now it sounds almost cult-like, but you know what I mean? For lack of a better term. Had I known this, had my sister said, I fucking hate you, I don't want to work with you. I said, good, thanks for telling me. You have fun with this mess. They would get nasty with me. I'd eventually snap and get nasty back. But I still thought, okay, we're working together. I had no idea they were plotting against me, just like at the grocery stores, different stores. I had no idea. I hope so, James. I was saying a moment ago, I'll repeat. I found some dude who, what I like about it was on Zillow or rent.com or apartments. I looked at a shit ton of websites. They all come up. And this guy, what I liked about him, I forgot to say earlier, this guy, he's got like a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Fine. He's got a place not too far, about 20 miles from here, 15, 20 miles. And it's by owner. I was talking about how back in the, when I was younger, we'd rent different houses. My parents, I don't think they ever owned a home. We'd rent, move around. We moved to, so I used to be good at moving, but it was always a family moving here and there. Now it's 2 guys, but instead of 2 guys worth of stuff, it's a 5-person family plus other shit that they hoarded. Plus, I'm finding grandma's shit. She's been dead for decades. I'm like, what is this crap? Oh my God. Anyway, the point is, in the past, you classified ad in the newspaper. You'd go see the landlord. If you liked you, you can show him some paperwork. He liked you, he'd let you rent there. Now, the 3 times the rent bullshit. What I do like about this guy is, even though he says, okay, listen, you come take a look. My brother and I are going to do that next week. We're going to schedule a time and day. We're going to go see it because he said, I'm busy this weekend. We're going to go see it. And if he likes us, he said, yeah, I don't use a realtor. That's good. I don't use a realtor. What I do, I use that rent.com or whichever one it was. I think it was apartments, whatever the fuck. He says, you go through that website. They run the background check. You pay them. And then I see if your credit's good. Now I don't have a job. I don't have a car. I could, fuzzy some numbers and I could do, but I can't control my credit score. So I don't know. But I like the idea that it's a landlord. even though I don't do well with people, this is a guy. He can decide if he wants to rent to us or not, as opposed to we're like the leasing corporation and, it's all very business and you don't qualify, or I'm the realtor who's hired. I have to find the best client. I like that I'm dealing with the guy directly. Well, Danny, I wouldn't consider this a family. If you're looking for family on the internet, I think, I think it's the problem. Don't try to look for a family on the internet. By family, I was talking, family can have many meanings. People who love each other, people who are related. We're a family at this job because we all love it. I mean, family, it can be like a cult. I mean, family isn't a group of people that you interact with because you feel some sense of compulsion. Technically, no one who's here has to be here, and I don't have to stream. I guess I don't have to, but I think, okay, these are my parents. I'm bound to them. They're pieces of shit, but I will take care of them, thinking that, we're still working together. Or a job. Yeah, I can just quit, but I need money, so I work at this job. I'm talking about a place where people that you're sort of forced to be around, not by choice, but by some sort of necessity. That's what I'm talking about by family. I guess that's what I mean. I never realized that all these family members wanted to kick me out. And I would get frustrated, but I would say I'm still part of this family. So let me work for my mother and father and get them set up nicely. And then they betray me, or let me work hard for this job. Even though they're all a bunch of pieces of shit assholes. Let me work hard for this job, not knowing that it was there to come after me. I still thought, well, I'm a member of the family. I'm a member of the family. So at least, the work will compensate. But no, I never realized they were all plotting against me. Dev was trying. I think your message said something to that effect. Right? Let's listen to the James message. I'm talking about me and my life. You guys want to ask about family and shit? Well, I'm talking about the metaphorical. Never mind. Yeah, but bro, see, in case anyone's wondering, speaking of my actual family, I think he was tired. I said he needs a rest. He came home from work. He's napping or something. He's upstairs watching TV. I don't want to bother him for this. Where is WhatsApp? Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, because you're working a lot of hours, James. And, I've been so preoccupied with shit here. It was nothing personal. I didn't leave it. Like I said, hey, I didn't block you, did I? I didn't block you. I might not have responded, but I didn't, say, he's dead to me. Can we learn something here? All right, what was your message?
It's been 2 weeks since you said anything to me. I guess you're upset, but I don't know if you saw the YouTube comment. Yeah, I was asking if you guys were checking out cheaper places, around the country instead of paying those exorbitant prices. And then Danny chimed in. Anyway, I wanted your take. He seems to be pretty upset with you. But, yeah, I was trying to take up for you. And he's just not having it, so you must have upset him. Don't piss him off too bad, because I like to see him around. I like him coming in your chats and having a discussion, when you have him come on like a panel. Anyway.
Well, I could play that. No, I'm not upset. I've been preoccupied, and you're preoccupied with work. Why do you assume upsetness just because I didn't talk to you for 2 weeks? Now, if I did something deliberate, like block you, if I went out of my way to block you, that's like sending a message. Do you understand the difference, James? Yeah, I'm sorry I left you on red, but no, you don't jump to conclusions and think the worst. But when someone blocks you, what are you supposed to think, James? Now, as far as leaving New Jersey, in the future we might have to. When I played that message last night, my brother's like, "Don't these people get it?" Short term, my brother is the one with the job. So I can't move to fucking, Missouri or some shit because we don't have a job there. We got to find a place now that we can establish, okay, my brother has this job and maybe I get a job and we have a job on paper. So I have to be someplace local. Plus all of my NeatBucks applications, whether they go through or not, go through the state of New Jersey. Plus, I guess I could, because Jersey's tiny. I could move across the river to Pennsylvania, but I might have to reapply for Social Security. It'd be too messy. And I honestly, I know I'm going to sound very arrogant. Pennsylvanians, you people, I think I've said enough. So it really, at this juncture in time, no, in the future, maybe. But right now, the goal is I got to get out of this house and I got to move someplace local-ish for the short term. What you're saying is good. It might be good advice in the future. Right now, the goal is get out of this fucking disaster my parents created and, immediately, which will require someplace local. So I'm not going to move across the country. And even though the Pennsylvania border is not very far from here, they want to switch state lines and have to deal with getting a new driver's license and all that bullshit that comes with crossing the state line. Not really. So short term, no. Long term, possibly. But do you not? And my brother's like, do not understand the situation at hand. And my brother's like, how many times do you? I'm like, I don't get it. So yes, in the long term, yes. Short term, no. Short term, I'm looking for a place here in Jersey where I can move into, and then make the plans you're discussing. Oh, and you're asking about, I didn't see, I think I looked last night. Apparently that last stream I did, let me pull it up. Hold on. There were a bunch of comments that exploded. And James, you wanted me to address comments. Give me a minute. Yeah, because you said something. Did you see the comments? I guess let me play your message one more time. What did you say exactly? You asked, do I move someplace cheaper? Long term, yes. Short term, that's not an option. You should know that, James. I don't have a lady in a different country willing to take me in. If I did, I might reconsider, but I don't have that option. We don't all get the same opportunities in life, James. Please, how many times? Oh God.
It's been 2 weeks since you said anything to me.
Wait.
Well, it's been 2 weeks since you said anything to me. I guess you're upset, but
no, that you're jumping to a conclusion, making an assumption. If I did something deliberate like block you, that might be an indicator I was upset. But I don't behave like that. No, I'm not upset. Me and my brother preoccupied. I had other shit going on. You got a lot of shit going on. It was just, we're just busy. We're busy. I know it might sound funny coming from me. We're busy. And you're busy. But anyway.
I don't know if you saw the YouTube comment.
No. Yeah, I know I actually hadn't. Because that stream was only a couple. That was the one where I brought the cat in, right? The cat. That was only a couple days ago, and I think Eric Draven said hello. I didn't realize there were a ton of comments in the past. I'll look at them in a minute. I was like, oh, all these comments. Wow. I forgot because last time was one comment. I think it's 9 or 10. So I'll look at the comments in a minute. Hold on.
I didn't see if you guys were checking out cheaper places, around the country instead of paying these exorbitant prices. And then Danny.
Yeah, again, long term, not a bad idea. But you understand my short term goal: get out of this fucking house. I need someplace local as a base to stage, and then do I have to repeat this for a 10th time? Oh, my God.
Chimed in. Anyway, I wanted your take. He seems to be pretty upset with you.
Okay, well, you're my take on. All right, I'll look at Dev Pike's comments in a minute.
Trying to take up for you, and he's just not having it. So you must have upset him.
Oh, so James is trying to defend my honor. That's nice of you. You don't have to defend my honor. There's a bunch of malicious, horrible comments. Well, I don't block or delete anything. So if a comment goes missing, it's because YouTube decided or someone removed it. I'll look at the comments in a minute. Let's see what's happening. But I didn't want to stream for this. I want a distraction from my current life. But okay, well, this is fun. I guess this is why I stream, as a fucking distraction.
Don't piss them off too bad, because I like to see them around. I like them coming in your chats and having a.
Well, James, you could always take the streaming and have your own panels and bring Dev Pike on and talk with them. You don't need me for that. You can do this. You don't need me. You know how to stream. You've done it before. You don't need my help for that. Jesus Christ.
Discussion, when you have them come on like a panel. Anyway, have a good weekend. And your brother too.
Yes, thank you. Well, I'm having a shit weekend. Well, like an anxiety-prone weekend, and thank you. All right, I'll go over. I'm behind in chat all of a sudden. I think, who was it? Laffy asked where all the Starlings. Well, I guess they're fluttering in. I told you. I said if someone else is streaming, go watch them. I don't care. I just want to come on. This is a distraction for me. I want to talk about my thoughts and feelings and what's going on. You get hurt so many times, but still love OC. You're a true friend. I'm not so sure. Just like James, just like you thought I was upset with you because I didn't send you anything in 2 weeks. No, we're just all crazy. So you jump to a conclusion. I think you sometimes make the wrong, you make assumptions that might not be accurate. And I know there's idealism, and you were actually much more ideal than I ever was. I'm much more of an idealist than I could ever be with the life I've lived. But James, let's at least consider the possibility that the ideal fantasy might not be reality. But maybe it is. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But really, think about it. Stairs. Good afternoon. Oh, he's in downtown Olympia. I got to sing it one more time. I've been to Olympia, but that was years ago. We took a road trip. I went to Olympic National Park and all that shit. Yeah, we went to hanging on the corner of 52nd and Broadway. Cars passing by, but none of them seem to go my way. New York City, when I wish I was on the highway. Back to Olympia, Washington. Yes, Olympia, the city, the state capital of Washington. Yes. Okay, they're talking amongst themselves. I'm live on meme channel. Let's see, the problem with that, I actually want to say something gritty. I don't care if you broadcast, you simulcast. I don't care if you simulcast me. What's unique about your channel is that you go around. It's almost like Beavis and Butthead watching music videos or Mystery Science 3000. You like jump around to different things and you watch different things and comment. If all you're going to do is simulcast one person's stream, then eventually some people will say, well, why am I watching a copy? Might as well just go to the real stream. So you can put me on and comment, but it's like, I think people get bored seeing one thing for too long. So unless you're changing the channel periodically, if you're just going to watch me the whole time, people might say, well, screw this, I'll just go to the main channel. Because I sometimes might do that if I think, okay, this guy is interested in commentary, but he's been watching this now for 20 minutes. So if I'm not interested, I'll just go to the real channel myself. But yeah, you guys both up at the same time. Is Hacker on? Hacker's on right now, or you're playing a video of him? Where is Hacker? Well, yeah. See, I think this is one of the things I want to talk about. We can talk about this now. Why not? I got other stuff going on. I wish I was secure in a nice place. Even though I have a shit job, no one bothers me, and I'm here, and now I can just stream and have a beer and talk about my life. I'm not at that point yet. But now, why would you think we would have fallen? See, I think this is the problem I have with some people. A person can be from a different lifestyle than mine. I might have criticism of them, and I still do. But at the end of the day, we can still get it back together. I was saying how, I have criticisms of what Horse's story and Horse's criticism of me, but despite a criticism doesn't mean we're dead to each other. I think these reactions, when someone goes to an extreme like that, it's upsetting. Like when Dumb blocked me, that was upsetting. Going to extremes and thinking in those terms. And if someone thinks in those terms, I'm just very skeptical of them. I don't think they're worth the breath. So Horse, for all our disagreements, Horse, we always seem to get it back together. If one day Horse says, you know what, OC, fuck you, I'd say, okay, bye, Horse. I would say, what's his problem? Well, we might disagree about the whole that story and where the ins and outs, but that's one story. Us disagreeing about that doesn't mean we're dead for. At least that's not how I feel. I can't speak for Horse. It doesn't mean you're dead to me forever. I was talking about earlier. I don't know if Horse was here. Despite our point of contention on that story, I understand the anxiety he felt. Him and his wife out of work for 6 months. And that's how I feel like I have no job. My brother's got having his hours cut. We need a job and credit scores to rent a place. We still got to close all the work we've done. So we might disagree on X, but still agree on Y. It isn't all or not. And I think people who don't understand that and don't want to even make an attempt to understand that it's either all or not. And then, you're dead to me now. Oh, I cut you off, but I changed my mind. It's like, if you're going to behave like that, the all or nots are okay. You, like last time, Lennon Doom asked me if I would cut ties. He said, would you cut ties with Laffy? But he confused Laffy with Cassandra. And the answer is, I don't cut ties with anybody. People cut ties with me. And when they do that, I raise an eyebrow and say, well, is this someone worth interacting with? I've had several people cut ties with me, and it's like, okay, that's how you feel. Bye. That's how I don't cut ties with anyone. But when someone's cut ties with me, it's very hard for me to trust them ever again, or or to respect them. I just see them as sort of, I don't know, morons. Yeah, I guess I hope so. Yeah, that was frustrating, and me being a spurg and you being a bit vague, even though you don't think you're vague, we might go at it again on that one sometime. We're not. But that doesn't mean that one thing means you're dead to. It's like, yeah, I don't. That's what Horse and we do. See, I might have something in common with James and other things not. I might have something in common with Horse, other things not. I might have something in common with Danny or Lennon Doom or whoever, and others not. It's not about similarities and differences. It's how well we get along. And as a point of contention doesn't mean it's over between us forever. But if someone does act that way, because I've never been like that, if someone does act that way towards me, it's over between us. And they want to come back. It's like, you seem like a hack. You seem like a clown. I don't take you seriously anymore. So I'm very skeptical of people who want to cut ties or, disassociate or what's the word I'm looking for? No longer, what's the term? Discongregation over whatever. It makes you think, okay, then why would I ever trust you again? All right, I'm behind in chat. I'm going to jump down to the bottom, I think, because there's too much shit going on. I didn't realize how behind I was. Rewind to the beginning and watch the first half hour, JT. Yes, what I'm doing with my life. Raymond, if you guys are just talking amongst yourself, that's cool. Let me go down to the very bottom. I'm going to go down to the bottom. Disavow. Yes, you don't have to disavow someone over a misunderstanding. To me, that speaks more. You can disagree with someone, but if you guys like each other, you get along, or you realize our disagreement here doesn't mean, dead to me. That's someone I respect. My whole life has been, we got to ruin him. You got to ruin me because what? You didn't like the way I walked in or something? This idea of let's go after someone and you're dead all over some silly point of contention. It just seems like a low IQ take that I have no respect for. And then my relationship changes with that person. Like, I don't have any respect for you. It's like, that's how you think? What the fuck? Now I see what you are. Jeez. I don't respect those types. Let's see. Why were you so disagreeable with my comment about your interview with Horsehead? Okay. Oh, that's right. See, that's another thing. My short-term memory. I was looking at the comments from the last video. You're talking about the comment from 2 videos ago. Okay, I'll explain that to you in a minute. Okay, because I see that was over your head, James. All right, you reminded me. See, I start going off on these tangents. I'm all over the place. You see my ADHD. I started talking about the classified ads, and I forgot what I was trying to get at. The point that in the olden days you dealt with the landlord directly, not a fucking third party in an app and that. And same thing. We were gonna look at comments, and I totally got distracted. But then OC did not get what I was saying. I said 0 to his points. I was pointing out he was in error, not him in totality. Okay. You'd have to, it's like, all I remember from you is I said, what I think you're doing is very wrong for many, many reasons. And you said, I have nothing to say. 0 as in I have nothing to respond to you. And then you stopped talking to me and I was like, okay, fine. He's gone. Bye. And you only returned when what? Your nonsense, which I warned you about, went south. And you expect me to be like, oh, let's forget it all. When I saw that behavior, I'm like, are you incapable of learning anything? It was disappointing. And but I know I can't. People are who they are, and I just have to. Okay, is someone Horse and I live very different lives, and the things about Horse I might criticize. But at the end of the day, he seems like an okay person. When I see people behaving like in that sort of fashion, I think, ooh, these are the sort of people I warn against. If you want to behave like a person I warn against, I don't interact with you. I don't respect. If I don't have respect for someone, it's just like, I'll be polite. I'm polite with people, but it's like, No, Kettle doesn't come here. Kettle is one of the starlings, but like I said, starlings go from nest to nest to nest, but some starlings don't always come. So there might be people you see here, you don't see there. It's like this, as a group they come, but it's not 100%. You'll see, okay, I go to this nest, I see a bunch of names I recognize. Go to this nest, I see a bunch of the same names. A few are different, but the same people. Go to this nest, now I see some names from here, some names from here, some names. He's a starling that doesn't frequent this nest. I know of him. I remember him from Dumb and Todd, but no, Kettlebell, I don't think he's ever come here. Which is fine. I can recruit people. But I remember Kettlebell from Dumbs or Todd. I remember the name. Man, I'm behind again. It's possible. His stroke occurred pre-COVID. And I actually got him on Medicaid because they raised with Medicaid. He made too much. I had to get him on Social Security disability. Not disability, Social Security regular retirement. He never retired. He was eligible, but he never took retirement. He was still working. I had to sign him up for that. Then, because they said, okay, he made too much for regular Medicaid, but because of his injury, he qualified for the next level Medicaid, which had a higher threshold of earnings. So I got him on that. And that all happened just before COVID hit. But now, as we know, COVID was going around, in the months before. So it's entirely possible that COVID did play a part in what happened because his stroke was in September of 2019. So we didn't know about COVID yet, but yes, it's possible. It's very possible. Okay, what is the Aiden orc? The Aiden orc. Like me talking to Horse and going on about like, the specifics of what a long weekend means. That might come up again or not. It's not really an arc. It's just something, we talk about. I don't think there was an Aiden arc. No, you didn't challenge anything. You showed it. Let's go look at these comments. What you showed me is that the best way I can describe it, it's sort of like, I don't know. Your next door neighbor believes he has magic beans. And you say to me, man, my neighbor's nuts. He thinks beans are magic. There's no such thing as magic beans. We talk about magic beans don't exist. We talk about real beans. We look at the ins and outs, the growth, the cycle of beans. And then one day you say to me, hey, even though I don't like my neighbor, I want him to like me. And there's a guy coming down the road with magic beans, so I'm going to rob him and steal his magic beans. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, robbing people is wrong. Right off the bat, what you're doing is wrong. Two, we had all these countless discussions about how magic beans are bullshit. Now you want to rob the guy, which is wrong, to get magic beans, which you say you don't believe in, to appease your asshole neighbor who you said you hated. What? It's like it's like, I don't want to waste breath on you anymore. What a waste of breath that all was. It's like, where is your head at? That's how it comes across. I think you might be one of these people who, like a sponge, I get the impression you want to tell people what you think they want to hear. And then if you think you have a better opportunity, you'll like throw out your principles, your self-proclaimed principles. And then if that doesn't work out, you'll try to go back. It's like, that's how you struck me. And that's why I think I'll be polite with you, but I don't have long-winded discussions about magic beans. If you're going to go rob a guy for magic beans to impress your asshole neighbor and join his cult, after all that wasted breath, it's just, oh, God. You just seem like it's just a hack. That's how I see you, as a hack. I'm being honest. That's how you come across to me. Yes, okay. You did send me a bunch of links, but that was a long time. See, another thing we talk about here. I got to get to this comment you guys are talking about. I kept on saying about my help with rent with the lawyer regarding SSDI. Somehow all this doesn't count. I'm saying it does. Yes, that was quite some time. Let's keep the timeline straight. That you sent me a lot. The rentals you sent me, I think you meant well, probably because you were trying to curry favor. You don't have to curry favor. Just be honest. If you look at life as I got to curry favor to be part of this group, and then this is a better group, so I'm going to curry favor with them. It's like if that's how you're going through life, I don't think you understand me at all. That's why I'm very hesitant to talk to you. Yeah, you sent me a bunch of links at the time, which were for you to understand. A lot of those places were down the shore. If you understand the Jersey Shore, those were rental properties. We need someone to rent for in the off season. You can move in like November and be out by like May because I got to rent it to tourists. It's like that. You meant well, but those weren't real places. You didn't know. You meant well, I think, but that was way before any of this. So don't conflate timelines here. 6 or 7 more main examples of what? We had some good talks. And that's what's so frustrating. I talk about broken clocks. There are people that say, this guy's an asshole, but I agree with this. You were sort of like, okay, I think this guy is actually paying attention. He gets it. And then like, we can disagree, but then it's almost like everything you were talking about, everything you seem to believe in or, subscribe to, or at least, have a philosophical understanding of, suddenly went out the window when you thought you could advance to some better guys. So it's like, okay, this guy was never real. His philosophies are just parroting. It was you undermined yourself, and it's like, well, okay, I see what you are. It's like I don't want to waste time and breath discussing things in depth with you because why bother? There's all Dev Pike now. Curry favor in OC's land is doing someone a favor. Okay. We didn't even get to the damn comments you wanted me. And now you go back to, okay, you told me that there were a bunch of comments left on my last. I didn't see them all. But let me go back to this one. Hold on. Oh, wait, it was two. Where was it? Hold on. Give me a minute. All right. Let's talk. James wants to talk comments. So we're all over the place here. I get overwhelmed with just 2 people. I get overwhelmed all right. So several streams ago, the name of this stream was 80 Years of Ronstadt. I think this is the one where Horst came on and he showed us his house. It was very nice. Okay, so James is X. I'm going to have to explain this. I can't believe I had to explain things. I even said to my brother, James might not get this, the humor. So I will explain my comments. So James writes, first of all, James, are you still here? Are you listening? Because I don't repeat all this shit. Is James still here? Give me a sign you're listening and paying attention. Just give me some kind of sign, girl. Oh, my baby, to show me that you're mine, girl. Uh-huh. Just give me some kind of sign, girl. Oh, my baby. If you do want me, give me a little sweet talk. If you don't need me, don't lead me on, dumb. But if you want me, tell me that you love me. All right, so you're asking about, you mentioned, okay, I didn't see the comments from the last stream, but I noticed there were like 9 or 10 of them. I'll go back to that. But you were asking about this other comment. Okay, so here James writes, OC did a fantastic job interviewing Horsehead by letting him speak. Well, part of it was people criticize me, you put him backstage. People also say I'm an asshole. The real thing was that it was just, people also say like you beg, no one comes on. It was just good to talk to Horsehead again, despite any disagreements we might have. It was good. It's been a long time. It was good to talk to him again. I was actually wanting to listen. So I didn't really want to go on about the whole funeral thing because there was more going on. Like, oh, it's getting dark, but show us the house, show us what's going on. There was more. It was just good to talk to Horsehead again, despite our different lives and our different life paths and our different disagreements. We still seem to get along, and I'm like, oh, it's good to see Horse again. So yes, So I let him. He was showing us how he was on. He even said he was going to be on too long. It was getting dark, but he showed us. It was nice. It was nice for a change. Okay, good. A good touching of base. I enjoyed that. Now, one thing that Dumb observed though is that OC prefaced him saying that I am not trying to diminish your experience, but, and then I went on and diminished, according to you. Lots of people do this, and I catch myself doing it as well. Horace was very kind and thoughtful in his articulation. It was a pleasure. Okay. So Dumb is claiming that I was saying, oh, Horace, I don't want to diminish your experience, but, and then I diminished it. So as a facetious humorous joke, oh, did you not see all that? Oh, I forgot to put up. Okay. Oh, see, okay. Doesn't matter. So you can read the comment. As a facetious, okay, so one thing I observed is that OC prefaced Horse by saying, I'm not trying to diminish you, but, okay, so as a facetious joke, I said, I greatly appreciate your comment and the opinion you shared, Dumb. However, your opinion is dead wrong. Dumbest slop I've ever read, ever, at any point in my life. My God, you couldn't be any more wrong, clueless. But again, thank you for a comment. That was meant to be satire, humor. Dumb is saying that, Horace, I'm not trying to diminish you, but, and I diminish. I was making a joke. I don't do that. I welcome your comments. I don't diminish, but your comments. It was a joke. And I said to my brother after I posted it, I said, oh, God, James probably won't get the humor. James won't get it. And my brother said, yeah, I'll probably pick up on it. That was me being facetious and joking about, well, maybe it was just me. No one else got the humor there. You were accusing me of, oh, Horace, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to diminish it, but I was doing the same thing. I was being silly. I'm saying, well, Dumb, I like your comment. I'm not going to diminish it, but biggest bunch of slack. You didn't get the humor. You didn't get that was humorous, that I was being facetious. You didn't pick up on that. Now, maybe it is just me, but I'm asked, did anybody else pick up on the facetiousness? That was humor. That was meant to, I was giving a silly response. What you claimed I do, I was responding by doing the same thing jokingly in my reply. Did you not understand that? Did you not? I greatly appreciate your comment and the opinion you shared, but it's dead wrong. It's dumbest slop I ever read. It should have been so over the top. You couldn't tell that was meant to be satire. And I realized after I said, oh, God, because my brother knew right away. He said, that's kind of cute. And I said, wait a minute. James might not get it. Some of these retards, they're not going to get that it's satire. They're not going to pick up on it. Oh, did anybody pick up on the satire? Show of hands. Have I explained it now? Jesus Christ. This is why the written word is not as good as the verbal. I still think you're a bit more literate. You get the satire there. Okay, but I take criticism. Maybe it didn't come across. Afterwards, and I have to second guess people. I've got to always think 3 steps ahead and try, how are the normies going to think? Oh, he's not going to get the satire. He's not going to pick up on. He's not going to say, "Oh, see, I said you're being nice to Horse. You say you're not going to diminish him, but then you diminish him." So I leave a comment where I say, "Thank you." I basically do what you're accusing me of, but he's not going to get the fucking humor, the satire. Oh my! I got to explain. I got to spell it. I said, "Oh god." After I posted it, I'm like, "Oh god." And maybe you're right, James. Maybe I'm the one who got it. No one else saw the satire in that. I wasn't sure. Well, I hope I explained it to you. But then again, while it's true that humor can be lost, it's not like it's actually getting a little. It's been chilly. Been chilly nights. It's the 50s last night, which is chilly for July. It's now it's a little warm. I think even though humor might be lost on the internet, you can still try to infer. Okay, my name is James Moore. I met Anton Maynard in person. We've communicated. I have his phone number. I know stuff about him. So I should try to be able to infer this better than a random comment. If some random person made this, I might not pick up on its humor, but I can try to. There was no, and maybe I was wrong to think that, but I think it varies. It's not just a random comment by a random person. You also take into account, okay, it's textual, but you can take into consideration who I am, how I think, what you know about me, and try to. And if you still understand, that's fine. You can just ask. I don't mind you asking, but I think you can't compare just words when it's coming from someone you actually know, and you know my style, and you've watched my streams, my videos, James. That's why I think there's a difference, and you can't compare that to a random Twitter quote or some shit by someone you don't even know. So it was on. I hit mute. I guess I could have shut it off. Is it distracting you? No, I don't necessarily agree with that. I can go back and watch and see where you said that. I think I sometimes try to clarify that, listen, I'm going to offer some criticism here. That doesn't mean I think of you any less. And I think Horse understands that. I have to do that for people, because there's some people, you look at your buddy, Dev Pike, like all or not, like you criticize me, you're dead to me. Okay, bring me back now. It's like, so I try to be nice and preface and say, listen, man, just because I'm going to say something you might like, not something you might disagree with or something you find is critical, doesn't mean I'm, knocking the whole thing. And Horse isn't really like that, but I still preface it. Don't be one of those people who thinks one disagreement means I'm attacking you. That's what I'm trying to say by that, because Horse isn't really like that, but some people, James, really are. Like that asshole who banned me because what? He was jealous that his fiance didn't want to stream with him because she was tired and came home from work and needed to unwind. And he was cooped up in the house all day like a dog, with the dog, like a dog. And then later on, okay, now I'm ready to. Now I've calmed down, I've relaxed. Now I can stream. Oh, you're done, James? Let's go watch OC. How dare you? This is OC's fault. Whoa. So that's a good example of reactionism. Reactionaries. Jesus Christ. This is how I am. Autistic, ADHD, Spurg weirdo. This is part of who I am. And it's getting harder. It was never easy. It's getting harder to mask as I get older. People tell me to calm it down. I'm actually feeling better now. I feel like, okay, before the anxiety, this you see, this is actually, it suppresses the anxiety. I guess it's either crippling anxiety or this. This feels better than crippling anxiety. You people want me to live in a state of crippling anxiety. I know. Most people do. Nonverbal cues. Give context to a statement. I think when you're a Spurg, nonverbal cues are often misinterpreted. How many times I've said something matter-of-factly and people think I'm being sarcastic, or how many times I've made a joke and people think I'm being serious. It verbally, face-to-face. Okay, the comment was satire. You didn't get it. We got a lot going on here. It was a misunderstanding, but I didn't take any crazy action like ban you or block you forever, did I? Jesus Christ, James. There was no... See, you... This is another thing. I guess this is why you and Dev Pike are kindred spirits. And this is why I preface things. This is why I get along with Horsehead. Even though Horse and I might have had our back and forth about his grandmother's funeral and the boss and all that shit. That's one point. We still get it back together. You two have this like extreme all or not, like when you misunderstand something. I asked this many times to my shrink, even in real life. When people misunderstand me, they assume malice or they assume bad. I don't get it, therefore he's bad. So because you misunderstood that comment and because I was busy, you already jumped to very bad conclusions. I do commend you for trying to understand what was going on and asking, and I'm explaining to you, but you jumped to the wrong conclusions. I mean, well, the most normie is Horst, and so far he's the one I get along with the best, despite our back and forth disagreement. So the audience is not spags, have it? Well, there are a few spurgs, but everyone here is, like I said, it's not normie versus spurg. There's all kinds of fuck uppery. So you might not be a spurg, but I got a lot of fuck ups coming here, and bottom feeders. And it's like, why waste breath on bottom feeders who are going to throw me under the bus first chance they get? Where am I backpedaling? You can explain. Where am I backpedaling, James? Well, let's look at the other comments. No, I don't think I backpedaled. Listen, listen, this just happened right now. Get it out now. Where did I backpedal? Tell me. I'll address it. I'm open to criticism. Maybe I did, but how am I backpedaling? I'm trying to give you references from your own life to show almost borderline hypocrisy, James. Still love you, but like, who are you to say, oh, you left a comment that was mean and you didn't talk to me in 2 weeks? Dude, I'm busy. You're busy. And the comment was satire, misunderstanding. What the fuck? What more do you want me to tell you? Jesus Christ. Is anyone else, like, I don't want people to stick up and defend my honor. Does anyone else say, OC, I agree with them because of this? Or OC, I think you're right here. It was a satirical comment. Does anybody have any opinions? Or we're all just, it's like, Christ, am I the only one who thinks this way? Well, there's an old saying, because James asked, how do I come to the correct conclusion, though, for the future reference? Well, there's 2 things you can do. 2 things. One, you should base it on past experience. Our cheeseburger, or laying around on your floor in the living room in Waynesboro, and give some benefit of the doubt before we go nuts. And basically, you shouldn't jump to conclusions. You say, okay, I'm confused about this. I'm a little unsure. But knowing OC and how I blocked him, but he still eventually forgave me, OC is not the sort of person to behave this way, I don't think. So while I'm not sure what's going on here, I shouldn't assume hostility because of my past relationship with OC. That would be the ideal, but apparently not. Did I explain it well enough, James? Oh, you're talking to James, yeah. I don't think most people here, there are a few spurgs who come here. I think most, but like I said before, it's not normie versus spurg. It's not, some people got so defensive. And I've heard people say, oh, I'm a spurg too. Well, I don't really think my personal opinion, you don't really strike me as a spurg. Yes, I am. I never thought about it before, but one guy mentioned it once. Okay. If you think you're a spurg and you need the internet at your disposal, you don't need one guy mentioning it in passing. Well, being a spurg doesn't. So in other words, well, I'm not saying you're any less fucked up. It's not just spurg versus spurg doesn't mean someone who's fucked up. Spurg is a type of fuck uppery. I think some people don't like if you're, it's like saying, I think it's something else. Bipolar. I'm fucked up. I think I'm bipolar. An actual bipolar person says, no, I don't think you're bipolar. I can tell you my life story. You don't strike me as bipolar. Well, I think I might be. One person joked once that I was, and I'm not a normie, so I'm bipolar too. It's like, it's not normie versus bipolar or normie versus schizophrenic or normie. It's all these slew of different fuck uppery labels versus normie. And I got, even failed normie can go on that fucked up side kind of or somewhere in the middle. So yeah, I think some people get confused with that. Hot and cold. When have I been so hot? When did I backpedal? You didn't answer my fucking question. Hot and cold. It was cold. I thought it was cold when you blocked me out of nowhere. It still hurts. It still hurts. The wound healed, but every now and then when I'm reminded of it, it's like cutting into it, reopening the wound. My life will go on, but that was much hot, cold than anything I've ever done, I think. So it's almost like pot calling kettle black in a way. I'm not trying to attack you, James. I'm just saying, don't be a hypocrite, man. You're somehow above it. Like, do you understand? If you behave that way, what, you're oblivious to it? Dude. Well, you're kind of different. Well, yeah, in a way, yes and no. Slightly different situation between Dumb and Dev Pike. Dumb. We just had a nice cheeseburger, and was a couple weeks later, he's blocking me. And I did a stream like, wow, the black pill came to collect. What's this asshole's problem? That's low. And a bunch of people seem to actually, it's not that I wanted them to stick up for me. I wanted honest opinions. A bunch of people said, yeah, that's a pretty extreme reaction. Even if Dumb was upset with you for some reason, that's pretty damn extreme. You guys seem to get along. and dumb, and I let him come back on. It was sort of a process. I still bring it up to this day, as you see. That didn't affect me as much as, well, maybe it affected me more because I actually know Dumb, or I met him in real life. That's somewhat different because it's just between me and him. When someone comes to me and goes on about, you shouldn't have Horsehead on. You shouldn't have Dumb on. He did this other guy, DBF, dirty. And we're a group, me and Jasmine Monique. And you need people like, who are those assholes over there that you like to hang out with? I'm like, this is fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. It's like apples and oranges. And I said, don't do it. It's morally, ethically wrong. And why are you trying to get in their good graces? And have you learned nothing? And all these conversations we had, apparently you never meant anything you said. You're not even willing to consider it. 0, 0, 0. Okay, if that's how whacked you are, okay, bye-bye. There's no good grace to get into with me. With Dumb was different. I had a cheeseburger with the dude. It's like, what the fuck? Why'd you block me? With you, it's just, okay, I just don't want to waste breath on more nonsense with you. So I get the impression you're just saying shit to be part of a clique. This isn't a clique. This is a come as you are channel. And I don't think you understand that. That was really the eye opener. And I'm like, well, if that's how you are as a person, it's just a waste of time having any in-depth conversation with you. That's how I feel about you. With Dumb, it's like, why'd you block me, you fucking asshole? Oh, because you were jealous and you were cooped up in the house all day. And I'm like, and people agree. People say, wow, you had that cheeseburger. Why the hell would you block you? What an asshole dick move. And Dumb's like, so yeah. Well, then maybe that's what spurg means, Laffy. Maybe spurg is another word for fucked up. How's that? Can I do a comedy sketch instead of this babbling? No, more babbling until I get off. Yes, I think he did. Yeah, so he's already used up his grace. You're right, James. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, am I behind again? Jesus Christ. He's not joining their cult. He's trying to be a bridge to join you together because you once knew them. Why not try and be friends with them? Okay, this is backpedaling. This is bullshit. Okay, listen, I've said many times, I lost interest in DBF and his cronies long ago. But when DBF does come here, which he still does from time to time, I'm polite with him like I'm being polite with you. He says we're not at war. I said I'm not at war either. But I have no desire to watch his shit and try to be friendly with him. And just like I really have no desire to waste time talking to you anymore. Just, what a waste. I see you as a waste. Just like I see, there's no hostility. I don't cut ties. If someone comes, I'll say hi. But, it's just, yeah. And I remember you insisted. It's like another thing, being a spurg, I don't really see the signs. I remember when you insisted I come on your panel, and me and my brother came on, you kept putting us backstage and laughing. See that DBF I got. You were trying to win points with DBF, and it was just like, this is like totally, it's not even about me. Even if I was a third-party observer, I'd say, wow, this Danny guy is not what he seems. He's kind of pathetic. Expect that from normies, but it's like you're behaving like a fucked up normie. It's like you've learned nothing. So yeah, it just, I'm not impressed. And I don't tell lies. Just not impressed with you. You've made too many mistakes. You've made more than one mistake. And it's not even a mistake. It's more like, okay, you are what you are. I just, not worth the talking. It's just not worth it. I don't want to go. I don't have a panel and talk to you. It's like, why bother? What we talk about? Stuff we agree on. And then turn around again. It's just we've been there, done that. That's how I've been there, done that. Forgive Dev and forgive me. There's no anger. It's just like, okay, well, won't bother doing that again. Trying to think of an example, like, I'll think of some comparable real life example. It's sort of like if you're trying to get with a girl, let's say, and she's made it clear she's not interested. You can say, okay, waste of time hitting on you again. Some guys will keep simping and hoping she'll come around, even though she's clearly not interested. I'm not trying to stick up for a woman here. I'm trying to give an example of, like, at some point you realize, okay, nothing's going to happen between me and this chick. It's a waste of time. I don't hate her. Hey, would have been nice if she wanted to be my girlfriend, but it didn't work out. Okay, move on. And that might sound corny and blue pillish, but it's a good analogy. And I don't hate that chick. She turned me down. Let's kill her. It's more like, okay, well, that's not going to work. Bye. It's more of a no hatred. Just You got to realize, okay, waste of time there. Why bother with it again? Why repeat them? What is that? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. It's like, why bother anymore? That's comparable. That is more of a better analogy. No, you're not I'm the type of person that wants us people that are at the bottom to come together and support each other emotionally. No. No, you're like, okay, OC is down at the very bottom. DBF's a step up. If I can get to the DBF level, you do what most people do. I'll punch down on the level below me to rise a level. I'm only here because if I get a chance and let's say you had gotten in with an even higher group, you would have done the same thing to DBF. You're clearly, you've shown your true colors, and it's like, wow. The reason it's so disappointing is because it seems to go against everything you claim to believe in. That's why it's like, you of all people? That's why it's just, why bother discussing it much further? Waste of time. I did forgive, but I'm not going to lie and say it didn't hurt, James. And I think the fact that it hurt should be endearing to you, that you meant that much to me. The cheeseburger, maybe it didn't mean anything to you, but you should be touched that it meant something to me. Now, I was trying to make analogies like, oh, you have to comment. I understand. You didn't talk to me in 2 weeks. That means you hate me. Dude, maybe, but maybe not. You blocked me. What else am I supposed to fucking think? That's what blocking someone, like just like that, is much more of an, and we worked past that. So I thought. What I'm saying is, the reason I'm bringing that back up is you have no grounds to, after you behave like that, it's like saying, I don't know, I'm trying to, another example. Yeah, I beat the shit out of my wife multiple times. But oh my God, the guy across the street, he yelled at his wife. What a monster he is. It's like, who the I mean, yeah, he should be on his wife. That's not very kind, but you're a wife beater. Like same thing. Like you're trying to take something minor and compare after you've done something worse and act like you're like, the innocent above reproach here, man. Come on. Jesus Christ, James. Actually, I don't think he blocked me. I think he accidentally deleted me, so he claimed. I refriended him. That was a while. That was a long, and the timeline's all over the place. He's taking things from like months, maybe a year ago, and bringing it back in. I know we've been Discord. I remember that one night, Cassandra insisted that I sign up, and I friended a bunch of people, most of whom I don't even talk to. But it tells you on Discord, it'll say, "Oh, congratulations, 1 year anniversary." So I sent people 1 year friend anniversaries because Discord kept track. So who knows when that was. Yeah, DBF also got rid of me. Well, I didn't see. I noticed when Beppis was gone, and I did a count, and then I realized, I guess DBF's gone, but I didn't notice right away. It's Well, I think in order to reach out, there's got to be some humility. I'm not seeing any humility. Gay, homosexual in nature. Takes one to know one, pretty boy. Now, why don't you be honest, Danny? In one of our last Discord phone calls, if I recall correctly, you were going on about Donna did DBF dirty. So we had to go after Donna, and you shouldn't bring Dumb on. He's a piece of shit. We're going to get rid of him. I'm going to kick him off the internet. You told me, I said, you're being malicious. Don't do that, number one. It's not malicious. Dumb's being malicious just by being here. I said, no, that's not what malicious is. It's like saying, I don't like the color my neighbor painted his house, so I burned it down because I didn't like the color. You're being malicious, not your neighbor, just because you didn't like the color. Dumb coming on my panel, it's none of your concern. And you were saying you shouldn't have Dumb on. He's malicious. I'm going to chase him off YouTube. I remember you saying all this shit. And I remember you saying, we're a group. Me and Jasmine Monique, and you can get, who are those idiots? People like Aiden don't want to come on your channel because you have Dumb here. This is what you were telling me. And I'm like, well, this is fucking nuts. This is more or less what you said. And I'm like, this is fucked up. That's how I recall it very, very well. I don't have the phone call, but I can go back and look at the what you wrote. We can look at I can go back and log. I still don't get to the comments from the last stream yet. My God. Yeah. But no, that's what I read. And I was really disturbed. I'm like, I don't believe what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing it from you of all people. After all that philosophizing, it's like, what the fuck? I was like, whoa. And then, as I recall, you stopped communicating with me on Discord, which was actually, honestly, it was a relief. It was nice. I was like, okay, thank God. And then after things, I even knew, I said, things will go. I don't like what Danny's trying to do. It's very wrong on multiple, like don't rob the guy to steal magic beans to appease your asshole neighbor after we've had all this discussion about why magic beans aren't real. It might seem like a weird analogy. We talked about magic beans, and our normies believe in magic beans, but they're not real, and this and that. And now you want to rob someone, which is morally wrong, ethically wrong, disgusting, to get magic beans, which you claimed you didn't believe in. Now all of a sudden you're Mr. Normie with your magic beans to appease the guy next door who you said was a piece of shit. It made no sense. I'm like, this guy's nuts. I said, okay, if this is how he is, great. And then you only came back here after I said it's not going to work. He'll kill the guy, get the magic beans. His neighbor will say thank you, take the magic beans, and eventually turn against him. It happened sooner. I thought I'd be hearing from you like September, October. I'm amazed how quickly you muddied things up, but which doesn't surprise me. I was amazed at the quickness of it, but it's all very predictable. And my gut is telling me it's just a waste of time. There's no anger. It's a waste of time. I know what you want. But that's what the things I'm like, this guy is fun. This is the antithesis of what I preach about. If you want to call this preaching, the antithesis of what I believe, the antithesis of what I discuss. You wouldn't even listen. You wouldn't even offer a counterpoint. Zero. Okay. He made it. He's very determined. Bye-bye. Well, no, it doesn't. My whole life is trauma. They're childhood trauma. It's not just me. A lot of people, it's like, no. Why would anyone grovel to this clown? You're talking, am I the clown? Is Dev Pike the clown? Is James the clown? Who's groveling to whom? Did my dad have a stroke when you came out of the closet to him? No, my father had a stroke in September. Didn't you ask me? September of 19. Someone asked, was it COVID? And the answer is it might have been. We didn't know what COVID was yet, but it's possible COVID might have, I think he was at risk of a stroke because he didn't take his meds. Could have happened anyway. It's possible he got some case of COVID, which sped it up. Because after his stroke, I learned he had all kinds. He was telling me he was having vision problems. I was having vision problems. I'm like a month or two before. I'm like, oh my God. Yes. So why? Yes. The zoo. Welcome. Yes. Sideshow freaks. See, that's what I'm getting at. You've got people like this who want to come here just to hate. And it's like, just go away. But then when Danny, who I thought he came here sincerely, suddenly decides he wants to be like a JT, it's like, who the fuck? It's like, what the fuck? That's why, when someone like JT or Totem, it's like, who cares? Well, Totem's a broken clock. I'll give him credit where credit's due. JT is just a troll. Waste of time. Doesn't want to pay his dues. Danny, it was just so disappointing. And he's going on about like dumb's being malicious, just coming. That's not what malice is. What Dev Pike wanted to do was malicious, and that disgusted me. And he wanted to do it on behalf of some to gain social favor with some other. I was like, what is this? This is bad. Well, then you can stream and you guys can talk to each other. There's really something about forgiveness. There's nothing to say to Dev really. I'm answering his questions here. What more do you want, James? Huh. It was a good distraction. Oh. But it gives some insight into how I think. You know what I mean? I guess what I found the most disappointing about Dev Pike, it just seemed like after all that time to suddenly do a 180, it just seemed like, who are you? We know what this is. We know what this is. We know what this is. With Dev Pike, it was just disappointing. And I now that I see what he is, I don't think it's worth wasting time and breath on him. I'm answering his questions here, but it's like, why bother? Because I know as soon as, like Todd used to talk about with women, first sense of pussy, your male friends will throw you into the bus. The same thing. First sense of possible or believed social advancement, you just throw us under the bus. So it's like disappointing and just not admirable. And I don't think he's learned a damn thing. I don't think he's learned anything. That's how I see it. I don't think he's learned anything. That's how I see Dan. He hasn't proven to me he's learned anything. But I think it is good to discuss these things. Oh, so let's read streams from the okay, the comments from the hold on. Okay, so like you asked me in the voicemail, have you guys maybe in the future? Right now, I need some place close. And now Danny's going on. I provided many houses or apartments for them on Discord. Like he's fuzzy with the timeline. This was a long time ago, and they were this is quite a while ago. It's not in the area. And a lot of them were like down the shore rentals, the seasonal things, the crazy demands. Well, 2 toilets would be nice. In the short term, we'll just use 1, but it's okay. Again, Narcy, fine. I'm a Narcy. This doesn't sound like any kind of apology or wanting to make amends. This just sounds like after the stuff Dev Pike said, and I was like, this is nuts. Well, I'll show him apartments. He's being a Narcy. I'm like, the stuff he was going, it was so like, I was disgusted. I'm like, who is this guy? It was really disgusting what I heard from Dev Pike. And that's why I just don't respect him. Yes, he's going back in time. Let's see, Kevin Mebanks. I'd imagine that most of what you found is essentially Camden, Kev. Yeah, a lot of it was, again, maybe he meant well at the time, but he didn't know the geography of this area. And a lot of places were like short-term rentals, or a couple were in like senior. You got to be 55 plus. He doesn't understand any of that. But this was a while ago. This is a long time ago. 2 separate studios might be cheaper. Okay, so they're not being completely honest and want sympathy. Can you explain that? What am I not being honest about? Don't just take Dev Pike at his word. You can't always infer things through text, James. James, what is it you don't think I'm being completely honest about and wanting sympathy for? Why don't you elaborate? As you know, this is one. See, Dev Pike is doing what he always does. He tries to make one person a bad guy. And then if he thinks he can curry favor with someone else, he'll turn on you and make you the bad guy. He's learned nothing. He hasn't changed. If he feels this is my modus operandi, then why is he even here? If he thinks I'm some narcy scumbag or narky, if he thinks that's what I am, then why is he even talking to me? Oh, because the other narky scumbag kicked him out. It's like, why would I waste time with someone like that? I'm still answering his questions. I didn't cut ties. I'm still talking to him, but it's like, what do you want? You want me like, hi, Dev, come on back. Let's have a discussion. Yeah, Oh, yeah. It's like the whole time I'll be I can't remember. I'm supposed to forget. I'm like, yeah, this is the guy who played weird games. And even now he's here saying, oh, I did nothing wrong. In the comments, one person's nothing new. Good luck. Okay. You may affect this one person more than you realize and would miss your input. And James, you're being idealistic again. I am but a lowly peasant. I don't, as Dev Pike, I am but a lowly peasant. I don't bend at the altar of the Almighty. There is no bending required. This is not a cult. I've never kicked anyone out. But when people show their behavior, it's like, why am I wasting? Like this asshole. Let me on panel. Okay, where are you from, JT? None of your business. I'm from California. I'm from New York. It's like, you can't pay your dues. You don't belong here. This isn't for you, clearly. And that's, with JT, it was obvious. I think with Dev Pike, it took like months to realize this isn't really the place for him. I think he was putting on a song and dance because he was looking for a place to belong. He's thinking in terms of, like I said, me and Horse get into disagreement for one thing. Doesn't mean we're dead to each other. To Danny, you're dead to me now. Horse, I thought you were falling out. I thought he was dead to you. Why are you being nice to him now? Like Danny, I see what Danny is, and I just don't think this might be it's probably not the right environment for someone like him, is my synopsis. Which hence, it's not anger or vengeance, it's just why bother wasting breath on someone who, like JT, like why take him on panel? It's why bother? Yeah, part of it I took up for you. Part of it was just like I even said general principle. Even if I don't like someone, I would still say that's wrong to do. That's fucked up. I'm a man of principle. I was like, this is fucked up. That was my takeaway. Have I explained myself? Were those the comments you wanted me to address? All this nonsense? So they're not being completely honest and want sympathy. You still don't explain what you mean by that. See, again, this is what they call he said, she said, and you're falling for it. James, we had a hamburger together, a cheeseburger, whatever. We laid next to each other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're mindlessly believing or misinterpreting, as you're prone to do, something that some online weirdo told you. An online weirdo who wanted to like go after you, who told me not to have you on my panel because of how, you know, what you did and poor DBF and all this shit. And I'm like, it's my panel. I bring it whoever I want. But you're simping for this weirdo. Now I'm starting to see, you know, forget the cheeseburger. I think the blocking was more than blocking. Why does it still hurt? Because maybe you were bullshitting me. Maybe it wasn't real. Maybe it was just this is your true nature. Ooh. I'll have a hamburger though, see, pretend I'm his buddy, but I try. I really think he's a weirdo. If some online guy tells me that, I believe. So it's disappointing. But James got quiet. Wonderful. That's a shame. But oh well. Okay, James didn't answer my question. I don't know if he's still here. This is disappointing. He's leaving me on red or on read. Should I? I'm gonna do what James does. He hates me now. Look at that. James fucking hates me. He left that comment. He didn't clarify. James hates me. No, I'm sure there's a misunderstanding. I'm still giving James the benefit of the doubt to explain himself. With Dev Pike, I think philosophy, what I thought his philosophy was, and then seeing his true philosophy, it's like, whoa, we're worlds apart here. I was like, oh, how you doing, Diffuzi? This is what I'm left with, Diffuzi. I don't know. I was told you're actually the troll. I don't know. Is this the real Diffuzi? I was hoping James would at least end it by explaining, because he wanted me to read those comments. Well, how is that? Desperate for sympathy? You're going by stuff from months and months ago. You know me personally. You have my fucking number. You could ask me yourself. Don't take the word of some weirdo on the internet who wanted to, you know, go after you. James, I don't understand your priorities. I don't understand. All I can assume is you never really liked me to begin with. It was all just being nice. And online weirdos mean more to you than a real life weirdo. And that hurts. That hurts. But oh well. Typical. You disappeared on me. Typical. Yes, I think it's the dysthymia that haunts me. The dysthymia haunts me. Oh, we're back to this. I thought everyone got quiet. I was going to change subject. You didn't give the context again. This was after Donna dunked on DBF on the stream, and Dumb was doing the same. You didn't give the context, and this was after Donna dunked on DBF. Okay, you know I don't watch DBF streams. I've said this many times. This is over a year ago. That thing, why are you over on DBF sucking his pee-pee? I went to DBF's a few times, and I got banned by his cronies a few times, or blocked, or couldn't. And after the third time, I came to the same conclusion about him that I do with you. I'll be polite if you show up, but I don't watch DBF. I have no idea what the hell's going on over there. I don't know. I don't care. Not my problem. You telling me that I should not take James on. You're going to go after James. You're going to chase him off the internet. You made those videos about Donna to get her away. You got her out of DBF, so now you're going to go after her. I said, don't do it. That's malicious. And you're trying to curry favor. And you saying, by having Dumb on, you're driving away good people like Aiden and who the fuck else? Those weirdos that DBF loves. I'm like, those are the people. Or nostalgia bash. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, everything you were saying was so nuts. I'm like, what the hell stream are you watching? Had I turned Xenesis away, you guys wouldn't be buddies right now because you insisted I get rid of Xenesis when you first saw his jawline. So you didn't learn from that experience, and you wanted me to like ban Dumb because the whole so that what DBF and his cronies would come back who all hate me. It makes no. I got people coming here still to this day saying I've never heard of you, but this DBF and all his cronies go on about how terrible you are. I said, well, okay, I wouldn't take the word of just randos. If people have an agenda, you use some common sense, climb a stair. You were saying I should get rid of Dumb in favor of a bunch of DBF assholes who hate me. Okay. And they hate you too, but you thought you could curry favor with them. So it's like you've clearly learned nothing. And that is disgusting behavior. Absolutely. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's how I perceive what happened. That's what happened. Drifting off. Wake up, you fucker. I just addressed your damn comment and you didn't answer it. I was sticking up for DBF when Donna and Dumb were dunking on him. And so I don't know what you're talking about. All I remember is the last conversation we had on Discord verbally was, we get Dumb. I'm like, don't be malicious. No, he's being malicious. No, him showing up that's not malice. You might not like him, but his appearance isn't malice. Let's make a plan to go after him. That's like everything I'm against. That's what I went through in the workforce, is the occupational clique. I was like, holy shit. No, it's I don't know what you're talking about. Uh-oh. Someone wants to say hi. Let's see here. Want some milk? Here's some milk. Come on in. For those who didn't get to meet her, I'll put her down. This is Pork Chop. I think that's what Horsehead named her. A stray cat that's been coming around, giving it some milk and some tuna fish and some old hamburgers and shit. So it's a very friendly cat, and I guess she thinks she lives here now. She wants to go down. She doesn't like the fan, I've noticed. I'll put her down. I'll give her a little milk. I fed her some tuna fish, but I feel bad. This cat's looking for a home, and we're trying to get out of one. It's like, let me feed. I'll give the cat some milk. I don't want to waste another can of tuna fish, but I'll give the cat some. I'll be right back, and we'll continue. But nice cat, nice kitty. I need another beer anyway, so good excuse. It's funny. The other night we haven't been grilling because all the shit that's going on. I made those Elio's pizzas, then I made some cavatelli. That's what this is, and then I made some Dino Nuggies. So I gave the cat some Dino Nuggies. She reluctantly ate them, but we didn't have anything else to give her. I'm like, wow. I said to my brother, we need food. We gotta go shopping or some shit. But we're so preoccupied. But I worry about that cat. It's not feral. I never said it was feral. It's clearly a stray. It's used to people. Did someone say, get out of here, cat? Or was it like, to get lost or wander off a farm or something? But maybe it's not a very good mouse hunter, huntress, I should say huntress, mouseress, because is she relying upon us for food? Yes, I know human food is nicer than having to catch your own, but I don't know. It's like, is she not able to? The other night when she wasn't crazy about the Dino Nuggies, did she not eat? My brother got some tuna fish today. I gave her one. She devoured it. It's like, and now a little bit of tuna fish left. I mixed with the remaining. Now she's eating it, but it's like beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, where were we? We were talking about something. Okay, it's a shame, James. I love you, I think, but this is why I hate repetition. All of the good things were said earlier. I don't know what Donna's chiming into something. She might start repeating things you've said without realizing that we've discussed these points already. What does Donna think? Did she send me a message too? I think she did. I played your message. I think I answered your question. You didn't answer my question, James, or maybe you did. Maybe you did. What did you mean with your comment that we were looking for sympathy? You're listening to a guy on the internet who you've never met in real life talking about stuff from months ago, and this is the apartment thing or whatever. And this is a guy who wanted to go after you to curry favor. None of it makes any sense to me. Versus the guy you actually met in real life. So I still don't understand how you don't give me the benefit of the doubt. But let's see. What did Donda say? Anything?
I wondered if you'd heard me in the I wondered if you'd heard me in the background saying, "Oh God, I worry about you two, the bromance."
I do too.
I like yours and James's friendship and Bro C's friendship. It's nice. Oh, shit, where did I put my keys? I'm just about to walk in the office, and I do not want to go in.
I'll stop it there. There might be some more personal details that we don't want to share with the public and maybe even James himself. But anyway, no, yeah, I worry about our bromance too sometimes. It's like, it's just James, I answered your questions, I think. If you feel I didn't answer your question, you can ask again. But I answered your questions about the comments. I answered your question that you left for me. You didn't answer my question, bro. Yeah, from the cat. But now it's looking for a home and we're trying to get out of here. We leave, it's going to come to the meow, find an empty house, and I don't know. We were talking about you earlier, Horse, how we can disagree over one point, but it doesn't mean we're arch enemies, and how some people struggle with that concept. And for me, people who struggle with that concept, I'm very wary of. How much more do you want me to say? I'm glad we can still get it together. I think people who are all or not are dangerous and just not someone I'm going to deal with. Because all it takes is one misunderstanding, and they decide you're the arch enemy. Who the fuck gives a cat chicken nuggets? Well, there's nothing else. There's no other meat to give it. Give it some milk. All we had was chicken nuggets. Otherwise, it was pizza and cavatelli. It's not going to eat pasta. And I remember, like, the last cat I had would eat pretty much anything. Hot dogs. All cats love tuna fish. Tuna fish. It would eat, let's see what else. Any kind of chicken or pork. Cats eat pretty much anything. So who the fuck gives a cat? I did a few chicken. We made it for ourselves. I mean, I took a few, just sort of broke them into little pieces, put them in a bowl. I said, let's feed the cat because we had nothing else to feed it. So I don't understand. I fed a stray cat some food. I gave it the only thing I had that it might eat. And you're asking me who the fuck does that? The answer is me. I do. Right. We don't take it personally. As fucked up and stupid as it was. Now, actually, I want to ask your opinion on something. Were you before? James was confused about a comment I left. And I clarified it was meant to be satirical. I don't think. Did you see any of that? I was trying to explain it was satire. I can pull it up again. If you're not interested, I won't bother. But I was like, am I the one? Maybe people don't get it. And I knew, I said, maybe James don't get it. But no, it was satire. Where did James go? He drifted off. Where's Donda? Where's everybody? Can we change subject now? Oh, yeah, I'll pull it up real quick. Okay, hold on. Let's do that. And you can, because I want a third-party opinion. That stream where you came on, James left a comment. This is the one, remember, you came on at some point. That's Horsehead Nebula on my panel. And it was really nice to see him again. Hadn't seen Horsehead Nebula in a long time. It was good to have, just for old time's sake. Nice to have him on. James wrote, OC did a fantastic job interviewing Horsehead by letting him speak. Yeah, people say I put people backstage too often, but in this case, it was nice to see. It had been a long time. I said, what the hell? He's showing us his house. He's in a new environment. It was good to see. I wanted to hear what Horsehead had to say. So it was good to, hear you out. And what was I going to say? Just nice to talk to you again. It's been a long time. And then James says, one thing that I observed, though, is that OC prefaced him, meaning I prefaced Horse by saying, I'm not trying to diminish your experience, Horse, but, and then I went and diminished, etc., etc. James goes on to say lots of people do this. He catches himself doing it as well. Horsehead was very kind and thoughtful in his articulations. But yeah, my response to that was meant to be satirical. It was meant to be satirical. Exactly. It's been about a year. It's been about a whole year. So wow, I'm like, let Horse speak. Let him show us his new place. A lot's changed in a year. Yes. But I wrote back. So Dom is saying, well, Horse, I'm not trying to diminish you, but, and then I diminish you. So I wrote my response to James. James, I greatly appreciate your comment and the opinion you shared. But your opinion is dead wrong. Dumbest slop I ever read, ever at any point in my life. My God, you couldn't be any wrong and clueless. But again, thank you for the comment. That was meant to be satirical. And after based on what he's claiming here, I'm not trying to diminish you, Horse. But so I decided to do the same thing with James as a joke. And then after I posted it, I said to my brother, oh, God, James probably won't get the satire. Was it that off base? Does nobody get the humor and the context? And, if you know who I am, I'm like, did nobody get, because James came on, what was that comment supposed to mean? Like, did nobody get the satire? Am I the only, I'm asking if anyone got the satire. The answer is probably not. But, oh, well, I still thought it was clever. It's interesting because Dumb was like, well, I didn't pick up on it, but I know Dumb, and I realized after I posted, okay. Dev Pike was quick to say, yes, Dumb, you're right. You can't understand things on the internet because he's trying to curry favor with whomever and anyone. That's the Dev Pike style. So I'm like, I can't be the only one who got the humor in this. If you didn't know who I was, it might not make sense. But if I'm Occupational Click, you know who and what I am. I met the guy in real life at a cheeseburger with him. It's like I thought the satire and the humor was self-evident. And afterwards, I thought, wait a minute, this is James we're talking about. I know him all enough. Maybe he won't get it. But what I was asking, am I the only one who got it? Because, okay, if it's just me, then okay, I can see, wow, people really don't understand me. But I no one else got that. I'm like, huh? That was meant to be satire. When would I ever lay it on so thick? I appreciate your comment. Dumbest slop I ever heard. Like the extremes. Like, how could you think that was a sincere comment? How could you not try to, okay. But Horst says he understands it. I think that's why Horst and I get along so well. There's still an understanding. Domina says, whoever this is, I got your satire, you funny New Jersey asshole. Did you? Because how is it that you got it? Well, why didn't you explain it to James? No, there was no malice with it. That was meant to be silly, facetious, based upon his response. You said, Horse, I don't want to diminish you, and diminished him. Well, James, thank you for the comment. I don't want to diminish you, but your comment sucks. Bunch of sucks. It was meant to be satire. Jesus Christ. I can spell that out. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, I'm doing this as a distraction. Brosi came home from work. He's tired. He's burned out. I don't want to bother him. I got some shit to do. But I was talking about the animation, I feel, Asperger's and autism, etc. As animated as I am, this gets me out of my normal funk, my normal preoccupation, anxiety, my regular. That's why I said, I'm going to say it again, even though we had our points of contention about that whole grandmother story, and you did not articulate it very well at all. The point is, I understand afterwards the anxiety. Wow, 2 people out of work or we can get a job. Holy shit. And sometimes anxiety can motivate people. Other times it can be so fucking crippling. So despite our different experiences and not agreeing on every point, we have things in common. We don't fall apart over some disagreement. And that's what I was trying to tell other people. Chris, I don't think Dev Pike understands that. I don't think he's changed. I think he'll fall apart at the drop of the hat over either disagreement or trying to curry favor. I'm not convinced he's learned anything, which is why I'll be nice to him. I'll say, hi, how you doing? But I don't want to talk to him over, and I don't bring him on panel. Why bother? He's like a JT to me at this point. Jesus Christ. I mean, he can chat here and type and explain himself a little better. I still haven't gotten a straight explanation. I'm not even looking for an explanation from him. It's like, okay, fine, Danny, you want to come and say hi? I'll say hi to you in chat. But I'm not even looking for one. These people come here wanting an explanation. James wants to go to bat for Dev Pike. And I'm like, listen, dude, one of the problems I have with Dev Pike is he was so adamant on going after you to curry favor with that damn cult. I'm like, not just because James is my friend. Even if I didn't like James, it's still wrong to do that. And you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. It's disgusting. But, okay. I think James thinks he's being... I'm not even trying to be petty. It's like, why waste breath? I'm glad. I hope I can do the same. Another commonality. You and the loss of job, the anxiety, but also the move you did. I'm hoping we can take these crazy experiences and make them positive. I'm still not at that point yet, but hopefully we can. Yes. So I was saying before, it's not just laziness. My brother and I have done 2 dumpsters. We brought a bunch of stuff to a unit. We had so much garbage. We're still not done. If it were just the 2 of us moving, we'd be done within a day, not even. We're still cleaning up the mess of the ghosts of the past, our parents. I'm even finding shit from my sister, shit from my dead grandmother who's been dead for. I'm finding all that. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, oh my God. And we got to do it alone. We don't have that support system, which adds to the craziness. I don't have a job. I need a job on paper and a credit report to get a place. And the landlord, like you said, he's calling up. When are you gonna be out? I want you out by. I'd like you out by August. I'll be lenient and go into September, but you got to be out by before October 1st, like mid-September. I got to call him back on Monday. I'm trying to find a place. I'm glad to hear some positive came out of the negative. I've been trying to fall upward. Every time, you talk about stairs, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Every time I think I'm falling upward, I fall back even farther. Story of my life. Jesus Christ. I think James should have a stream and panel, and he can bring Dev Pike on. You guys can talk about Mary, Queen of Scots. Okay. I think one of the reasons I do this, I share my thoughts and opinions, and I ask for yours in return. I don't really get much of anything. I got what I thought were Dev Pike's true opinions, but then he threw them out the window. And the rest of you don't say anything. So it's almost like just the same thing, just the same bunch of bullshit. This is supposed to be my escape. When this starts getting frustrating, it's like, ugh. Oh, here we go. Some guess. And James, dumb, the man himself. This is depressed, unwanted man. So referring to the not being honest comment, you guys aren't always completely transparent with everything, like finding a cheap apartment because you want 2 bathrooms. I still understand that. Some time ago, I said I would love to have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It'd be nice to have two shitters, 1.5. 2 showers would be nice. I had said what my ideal living location would be. I was talking about that. I never said I won't settle for anything less. I never said that. You ran with Dev Pike, who's deliberately trying to be obtuse, and you've learned nothing. You take the word of someone on the internet who wanted to go after you over a dude you met in real life, and you expect me to not be a little upset. I don't understand you. I really don't understand you, James. You just, like the idiots I work with, they just believe any malicious bullshit about me without question. When the person being malicious is right in front of their face, it's like, you fucking idiots. Oh, my God. Have fun, Dev Pike. It was good to talk to you. Because, again, I'm dead serious. I'll still talk to him. He chats here. If not, fine. Bye. Maybe the cult will take him back now. He can go all anti-OC. But it's like, see how a disagreement leads to this? It's just like hatred. Like, what's your problem? First of all, let's stop for a moment and let's be honest. This is one of my criticisms of Dev Pike. You're being obtuse and not being honest about what really happened. You're going back months and months ago. I talked about, remember Cassandra was on. Cassandra said, you just described my apartment. I said, I do not want, ideally, I do not want a house. So right off the bat, this is wrong. I never said I wanted a house. I want an apartment, a flat, a condo, a townhouse, whatever you call them in Britain. Ideally, with 2 bedrooms, 1.5 to 2 bathrooms, a living room, and a kitchen. That's all I want. That would be my ideal. If I got to sell for less now, I'm in desperation mode. I might have to go to a fucking motel. I don't know. So I'm not talking about, I won't move out of here until I have what I want. I never said that. I never said I wanted it. I definitely don't want a house. I don't want to go the house route again. I don't have to fucking cut grass again and take care of oh my God. So I never said I wanted a house. That's number 1. So let's not tell fibs. And yes, it'd be lovely to have 2 bedrooms. If I go to a 1-bed, 1-bath, Bros can get the bedroom, I'll sleep in the living room. I got used to it for the time being, short term. I was talking about what I wanted long term. Yes, this was some time ago. Why are you bringing this up? You gave me a bunch of shore rentals. Yes, I remember this. And another place, in a place down South Jersey called Manchester, which is filled with old folks housing. That'd be 55 plus. So I think you meant well at the time, but there were dead ends. But thank you. I thanked you then. Why are we bringing this back up? It doesn't justify any of your recent, quite frankly, disgusting behavior, Danny. I remember 2 holiday homes. I remember a 3rd place in Manchester, which was a house with grass, and I think it was 55 plus, as I recall. You got to be, it was senior housing. It'd be 55 plus, as I recall. You meant well, and I thanked you, but thank you, but. See, I think, okay, in this case, I'll be honest. I do think you meant well at the time. I don't have Section 8. I'd love to, but I don't have it yet. I don't have a housing voucher. So I can't move into a Section 8 now or use Section 8 to pay the rent. That's something I would like to do. I think you don't understand American Jersey geography and American rental procedure. You meant well. Thank you. I said thank you at the time, but even if your intentions were good, it wasn't helpful, but you meant well. But it was too foreign a culture and a concept, that's not a punch down. You're from England. You don't understand. It's not your fault. This is, again, that's another thing. Any even minor criticism is seen as a punch down. I'm saying you're from England. It's a little different. You don't understand how American rent works and how different states have different, and the whole deposit and 3 times the rent and senior only versus rental housing on the shore versus other places. You meant well, but you didn't understand. But this was months ago, and okay, you did that. That was nice. You seem like a nice person, and you did a 180. So okay. Friends can pull each other up about stuff, right? We're still homies, unlike Todd. I'm still homies with Todd. I think I like Todd better than you. I think I want to move in to his same complex. I got to move state, become a New York State resident. I want to move to Amherst. But no, I can't because I'm not approved for SSI or SSDI yet. So I don't think I could live in Todd's, rent control department. Let's see. Maybe he can let me and Bro C move in. We can sleep in the living room until we get a place of our own. Yeah, maybe. He's my homie. No. I think it's a bad comparison. Well, no, for you, see, James, you actually, I think meeting someone in real life changes things for better or for worse. I never met Todd in real life, probably never will. You met both of us, so your perspective might be a little different there. You know what I mean? None of us have ever met Danny, so don't act like, you know what I mean, James? I think that Dev Pike, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I think you misunderstood me. And whatever you found then, we weren't ready to move then. Anything you found then is now rented. So you meant well, but we weren't even ready to move out. I'm not even knocking you for that, but you're going back to that. And I think I thanked you at the time. We all need to meet up in New Jersey once James gets his visa. And Dev will fly over. We break bread and shout each other's beers. Shout? I guess you all say cheers or whatever. All will be well. Okay. As I recall, unless there's an emergency, we're being serious now. James will not leave Australia. I mean, maybe you might travel some localer countries like New Zealand or Fiji or something. James won't come all the way back here unless it's an emergency until he gets his permanent partner visa. So I don't think you'll be coming back. I don't think you'll be visiting the United States of America anytime soon, unless he has to come home for a funeral. And then if that were the case, let's say he's coming home for 2 or 3 days because someone died, it would be inappropriate for me to drive out to Waynesboro or wherever just to say, hi, Dad, welcome back. Let's have a cheeseburger when he's tending to family matters like that. So I don't think I'll ever see James again in real life, but it was a nice experience. Because it shows you lied. Okay, I lied. Now, I don't think I ever lied. I'm trying to understand, what did I lie about? I thanked you at the time. I said some of these, what I remember best, the ones that stick out were 2 shore rentals, seasonal, one down at a place called Manchester. You can look it up. It's in the Pine Barrens. I'm like, and it was an old folks home. One wasn't one like we call a trailer, or I don't know what you call it in England. It was like a mobile home, but you had to buy it. I said, I'm not interested in buying a house. I thanked you. I said, you mean well, but these don't help, but thank you. And you're making a big deal out of this. What did I lie about? That's a good question. Why isn't Totem? Someone's got to keep time. He might only be right once or twice, but someone's got to keep time. So why isn't Totem invited? Donda. Yes, I agree, Totem. It's not nice when people punch down. See that? She's being malicious. She's anarchy. Well, I didn't reject his help. He meant well, but it wasn't helpful. He meant well, but it wasn't actually helpful. So I said, thank you, but yeah. Didn't you also tell me I should go to some college in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania? So you're telling me to move down to like Cape May, but also go to college in Wilkes-Barre. I'm like, you mean well, but you have no concept of American geography. So it's like, you mean well, but this isn't helping, but thank you. Yeah, It was nice, but it was of no use to me. Yeah, we weren't even ready to move at that point. Well, thank you. I thought I said thank you, but thank you. Plus, this is one of those, like when me and Dum's like, you left me on red. You didn't respond to me. Or I say, Dum, that's a comment. You didn't respond. This is more of a little petty tiff. But your behavior afterwards, it's like, who cares about houses you found? I'm just not impressed. It's lie upon lie after the event. Okay. What have I lied about? Plus, here's what bothers me, because I'm all against the clicks. I'm the guy they target. It's even if they weren't targeting me, I would say this is wrong. I told you at that one auto parts job, the one where the behemoth. Well, before that happened, I was driving around for my training with this mulatto guy, and the mulatto guy says everyone here is pretty cool except for that one guy Sam. Nobody likes him. So I said to the mulatto guy's name was Derek, I think. I said, listen, Derek, I appreciate it. I'll keep it in mind, but I don't just dislike someone because I'm told. I gotta get to know him. And Derek seemed to say, oh, okay. Was it Aaron? Whatever the fuck his name was, mulatto. And it was just like, I'm not going to jump on board some hearsay bandwagon, even if it's not about me. In general principle, I don't do that. And if you want to go after someone to win favor with one person, and the only reason you've come back and are trying to be all apologetic is because that the guy you were trying to simp for, you're basically simping. You tried to simp, and you still got burned, which, as I told you you would, and you ignored. You didn't thank me for you. I told you don't do it. It's malicious, and you're just going to get burned. What are you fucking doing? Have you lost your fucking mind? It's exactly what I said to you. I was trying to stick up. Stick up. Why are you apologizing now? If you were still over with that cult, you'd still be, that's fucked up. Let's get rid of him. That's what I don't trust about you. You haven't learned anything. You haven't changed. So you can say these things, but I don't think you've actually learned anything. I've seen no humility. No, oh shit, I learned something here. I don't get that at all. And then Dumb attacked Jasmine for being a pig. My question is about that. What would you care either way? What would you care? It's like, why would you care? Because Jasmine was part of your new cult, so you had to stick up for her. Had you not been in that cult and Dumb said she's a pig, you'd probably say, yes, all Floyds are pigs. So again, you were trying to curry social favor. I don't, or he don't. Who you talk? Who's he? I'm still talking to all of you. Has anyone been blocked? Have I had any of my mods ban anyone here? You know, I'm actually one of the nicer people, and you all take advantage of that. You take advantage of my naive nature, you have my social misunderstanding, the fact that I'm a preoccupied spurg, and the fact that I'm very easygoing. You really take advantage of that. I could be like the others. Dumb, you pissed me off with that comment you left. I'm going to block you on Discord. Fuck you. I could do that, but that's not my style. I look down on that. Or I got my mods, nuke this asshole Dev Pike. I don't do that. I've never done that. I look down on anyone who does that or anyone who would support that. It's not my style, and it's disgusting. And when Danny was implying he admired that style, wanted to live that way, I said, well, it's wrong, and if you don't get it, zero. It's like the antithesis of everything I believe. I don't think we can, ever have any meaningful communication anymore. I'll talk with you. I'll be nice, but it's just there's no point in having any philosophizing with someone who's the opposite of anything I could. Oh my God, that wrong. Well, I agree. Okay, him. I guess you mean me. Hanging on to Todd is just plain weird. Well, actually, I had the opposite problem. Dumb got upset with me once. He's like, Todd's supposed to be our hero. How could you criticize him? I'll criticize Todd. The guy's still my philosophical hero, no question. I remember I said, you told me, Dan, you're like, Todd will never come on your panel. He's too much of a Nazi. But he came on. So, it's okay to speculate, but you don't know things for sure. I don't like matter-of-fact opinions. It was nice that Todd came on. I still admire his lifestyle. I've said many times recently, if you've been watching, his timeline still doesn't add up. How he got SSI after having all that work history. All those work credits makes no sense unless he was out of work much longer, living with his parents much longer than he ever let on. I think his story is mostly true, but he truncated it. I've said that. I've been saying that even before I knew who you were, even before I was streaming. Oh, my God. I said it to Todd himself when I went on his panel like 4 or 5 years ago. So, yeah, I'll criticize Todd, but he's still my philosophical hero. Now you're doing, but here, forget Todd. You're doing what you always do. Okay, I'm not currying favor with OC, so I can try to curry favor with Dumb. Even though I was nasty with Dumb before, I'll curry favor. OC's hanging on to Todd. Look at that. Dumb, are you that much of a moron? You can't see what's going on here? Please. This is disgusting behavior. It's like, Jesus Christ. You're right. I should suck up to Destroyed by Foids. I picked the wrong one. Just so did Donda. You're right. We should go after Donda. Me and Donda should be sucking DBF's pee-pee. You're absolutely right, Dev Pike. Wrong sucking up to Todd. Right. Yes, you're right. You're right. We should follow your playbook. How'd that work out for you, Dev? This is kind of insulting. Yes, I will say, Dumb, you stooped to her level because she was going nuts for no reason. But it was entertaining. It was entertainment. That's some popcorn. And I guess, but you were doing the same, defending the honor of your woman. And it's like, yeah, but it was just. Am I that far behind in chat? Where am I now? Oh my God. Yes, well said, Dominia. Like, we'll say it again. When Horse came here, Dev was quick to say, Horse, I thought you hated OC and he hated you because we had a disagreement. We still don't agree on one thing. Doesn't mean we hate each other. I agree. It's like, I don't think Dev has comprehends that yet. You don't need to punch down other people to feel like you're friends with others. That's what I basically, I didn't use those words, but I was telling him, don't do what you want to do. Don't be malicious. Don't go after us, especially to curry favor. And it's a mistake. These are bad people who just turn on you. It happened a lot sooner than I thought, and Dev's response was, I'm not even going to think about it. Not even going to comprehend. Even if I disagree, I'm not even going to listen to you, OC. He kept saying 0, 0, 0. I'm like, okay, bye. Yeah, it's like, well, I think the question becomes, why did you defend those people? Was it really out of principle? Was it hoping that they would, accept you in their cult? Because from what I heard, our last conversation, I remember it was all you were trying to curry social favor and social acceptance. And that's what I was like, what is this guy's problem? Has he learned nothing from all the stuff we discussed? His whole philosophy was just bullshit. He was just telling me what he thought I wanted to hear. That's why it's like, I don't even know what you believe. It's like, you're like Aiden, you're just like a sponge. I don't even know what you believe anymore. Yes. We're all rambling narcissists. Is it narciss? I say narcissist. Is it narky? We're all rambling narcissists. Ramble on. Sing my song. Leaves are falling all around. Not a big Zeppelin fan, but I'll sing the one I do. Down by the seaside, see the boats go sailing. See the ships come rolling, people turned away, so far away, so far away. That's one that you hear that ramble on all the time in retail on the radio. You rarely hear down, I like that, down by the seaside. That's one of their better ones. I agree, yes. And rather than trying to learn, or at least contemplate, or at least be open to the fact that, okay, maybe I disagree, but maybe I'll at least hear you out. There was too much absolutism. And my take is, if someone is that absolutist, if someone is really that fundamentally absolutist, especially someone who I thought was open to discussing things and thinking about things, when someone who I thought was open-minded turns out to be incredibly absolutist, it's like, it's not worth having open-minded discussions after you've shown me your true absolutist mindset. Nothing personal. I'll say hello to you, but I don't have open-minded discussions with a fucking absolutist. That's how it feels. A waste of time. Well, I'm still polite and communicate with people who, want to talk. I've never cut ties with anybody, but I've had a lot of people cut ties with me, but I'm still talking to all you assholes. I was saying earlier, you weren't listening like always. No one pays attention. I said this like 5 minutes ago. I'm very tolerant. I've never thought to ban someone or block someone. I wouldn't even think to do that. That you still, instead of saying thank you, OC, for being so understanding, we should be lucky to even have the privilege of talking with you. You're all like, oh my God, I was blocked over there. Fuck them. Or no, but I want I want them to like me again. So I'll come here to have a place to belong, and I'll punch down on you to get back with them. It's like, is it one of those things where, you can't come in, only members can shop here, and then some people want to shop there even more because they don't like being. Is it one of these, you don't like being told no, so you're trying to find social acceptance in a horrible place? I don't know. And I'm just seen as like the whorehouse, or I always say I'm a coffee house. Maybe this is really the OC whorehouse. Truncated, James. I must be really behind. When I went on Todd's panel, not when he came on mine, when I went on his like 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, you make it sound like one day you quit your job and went to the park. And then he was kind of opening up. I said, you gave us the truncated. Truncated just means shortened. You're giving us the story, but not like the whole thing. You're like, yeah, I went to the park and then I committed suicide, quit my job. In other words, you mentioned like, oh yeah, I quit my job. And then a few years later, I left grandma's house. Then a few years later, I was so depressed. He would give he's not lying, but it's truncated. The way he tells the story makes it sound like, while it's factual, it happened, in a much shorter time frame. It's a truncated, not fully detailed story. That's what truncated means, shortened. It basically means shortened, truncated. And yeah, it's a damn broken clock. James, why didn't you buy a Stream Deck? I was at a Steam Deck, sorry. Why didn't you buy a Steam Deck? I was thinking the same thing, James. Totem's right. Well, of course he'll apologize. I remember in the past, he used to say, I remember this. He used to say things like, this is Dev Pike, he would say things like, women are pieces of shit. Oh, except for you, Donda. He would always make sure to say that to keep to the. And then, of course, you saw, fuck Donda. She's evil. Well, which is it? Is Donda the exception? Is she evil? Are you just saying what you want to say for social favor? So I remember we would go out of his way to say that women are shit. Oh, except for you. Donda's the one exception. I'd be like, it's a little too nicey, lovey-dovey. And then he went to the opposite extreme of, I'm going to get rid of that. Let's go after her. So I'm like, they're like, when someone's like that, I don't know. I don't want to waste time talking to someone who any word they say might just be thrown out the window on a whim. It just seems like a waste of time to me. I don't like to chug. I'm not a teenager. I'm in my fucking 40s. I sip. I'm a chud, not a chugger. So now we're getting to the defensiveness. Everything OC says is a lie. That's not true. If you think I'm misrepresenting something, you can call me out on it. But this is just petty. See, this is what I mean. OC's back. He must be okay. So I don't think that is. Hey, dumb. Does that sound like an apology to you? Can Dev be flexible? No, he'll just, he's all over the place. But the fixed thinking, I saw the true nature. And I'm like, wow, if it's that fixed, and that's how it's fixed on, that's the setting it's on, there really is nothing to really have any in-depth discussions with. Yeah, that's right, Donda. You gotta apologize for punching down DBF. I agree. You punched down so many times to poor DBF. Oh, did I get it wrong? Truncated is extending. Hold on. No, truncated, shortened in duration or context. Here. See, I hate when someone else is wrong, but they accuse me of being wrong matter-of-factly. That's not a thing I don't like. I don't like matter-of-fact absolutely. If you don't know what truncated means, because I know in England they don't speak English anymore. They speak British, different language. Truncated, shortened, truncated. Why would you, unless you think you're being funny, why would you say the opposite? Truncated, shortened in duration or extent. A truncated pyramid. A truncated story means shortened, condensed. Shortened, truncated. It's the opposite of extended. Punch down on Raymond. I don't think I punched down. I said you insisted I watch. That's the thing. I don't really like going to other people's nests. You used to tell me, like you used to go about Jack Tisson. I'm glad he means something to you. He didn't mean anything to me. Same with Raymond. I clicked on Raymond's video. As I recall, I had to sit through 3 commercials. And I said, if I got to watch, I don't care if this is the smartest man in the world. If I got to watch 3 commercials, fuck this. So it wasn't about Raymond. It was about the way he set up his channel. Yes, I don't want to sit through 3 commercials. This guy, better. There must be some. Unless there's some brilliant philosophy here, I'm not sitting through three. This is just fucking obnoxious. Yes, that's not really punching down. It's a criticism, and it's enough for me to say, not for me. Like when you go to the movies or the cinema, you can pick which movie you want to watch, and if you this one doesn't sound that great, I'm not going to buy the ticket. You have no obligation to buy a ticket. It's like it's you wanted me to watch this Raymond guy. I'm like, who the hell is this asshole? It's like 3 commercials. Fuck this. Well, you owe me an apology for your bullshit with the whole, grandma's funeral story. We'll talk about that again. That hasn't ended yet, but don't worry. Horse. I agree. Donda doesn't even owe DBF an apology. This is all in Dev Pike's head. He's creating drama where there is no drama. Which is why it's like, you want to deal with someone like that? Not really. But you see, the problem I have with Dev Pike too, his definition of punching down is like, oh my God, a disagreement, a difference of opinion is a punch down. It gets so extreme. How did this become the fucking Dev Pike stream? Look, if Dumb and Don don't want to be buddies with Dev Pike, like I said, go on Dev's stream if he still streams, or you guys, Dumb, you should stream and invite him on. You guys have fun. This isn't the place for you. It's like, why am I... Yes, I'm just lying over and over. It's a right I defend. Yes, truncated means extended. It's the exact opposite. Okay, yes, I lied about what truncated means. Okay, just lying. It's a right I defend over and over again. I am a woman in love, and I'll do anything. Get into my life. And I'm singing Streisand. We've really gone someplace here. You people. It's a right I defend over and over again. I am a woman in love. Hey, Donda was a woman in love. These things happen. It's been a while. He's shown up a few times. So you can go back and watch. Everything's up. He's come on my panel. You can go back and watch. I don't feel like pulling it up. Oh, is Laffy Love really? No, I think Laffy Love really is. I hope. Maybe he's lying. I do remember DBF came here once. And he was trying to pretend he was from Ohio. And he started using British spelling. And I said, why are you using British spelling? Well, I went to a better school. That fucking arrogance of the British realm. Like, no. I don't care if we went to the fanciest school. No American would write. So, yeah, we do know that DBF is prone to do that. Yeah, he's probably lurking, probably. I guess I don't turn him away. If he says something, I'll say, hi, how you doing? Just like with Danny. I didn't turn Danny away. I didn't block him or ban him. How you doing, Danny? But clever, Laffy. That's clever. Truncate the stream. Well, according to Dev, remember, I'm a liar. Dev Pike said truncate means to extend. So I got to truncate and extend my stream much longer. Oh, okay. I think Laffy Love is using the Dev Pike version. Okay, so I should keep going on. It's amazing. I was supposed to do this as a distraction. It's easier to sit here. I have stuff to do. It's easier to get drunk and talk to people than it is to face reality. So that's on me. Well, good for Raymond. Good for him. And I punched down at him by not wanting to be one of his viewers. Okay. Oh, yeah, I did say that. I said I was joking about if I had to be in a gay relationship with a bald, fat weirdo, I'd rather be in one with Dumb than with. That's absolutely true. If I were a fag, I'd rather Dumb be my life partner than Raymond. That's right. Raymond seemed pretentious. He was going on and on and on. He wouldn't he ignored what I typed, but he was reading comments further below. He just seemed like, I said to myself, my God, I couldn't imagine myself living with this dude. I'd rather with James. All right, I just cut the grass. I got to retile the bathroom. I'm going to do the roof. And we're still going out to dinner tonight. That's great, honey. Get me one more beer before you go back outside. Yeah, absolutely. So I punched down on him for his looks. Well, I'm a lookist. I've never said otherwise. Whenever I said I'm not a lookist, I didn't like sitting through 3 commercials. And I eventually watched the guy. I'm like, okay, this guy's making I punched down for his looks. Okay, well, it's not even the baldness, because Dumb's bald. You didn't see me not, hang out with Dumb. I think I found Raymond somewhat pretentious. And I'm like, okay, if these people want to watch, let them watch it. Who cares? You can have an opinion. You can have an opinion without punching down. Everything's a fucking punch down unless it aligns with your reality. And I can't deal with that. I don't even know what your reality is because you change your mind. It's, oh my God. How did this become the fucking Dev Pike Dumb stream? Oh my God. Okay. I attacked his lack of hair and looks. Okay. Poor Raymond. What a monster I am. Everybody loves Raymond. What are we even fucking talking about? You're going back. It's like you're claiming things. I don't even remember any of this shit. I remember, I said, I'd rather live with Dumb than fucking Raymond. He struck me as pretentious. I didn't like the 3 commercials. I said, not interested in this guy. But Raymond is, here's the difference. Raymond is free to do his thing. And if he makes 5,000, good for him. Did I ever say, let's go after Raymond? He sucks. Let's get him off the internet. No, it's not for me. Bye. That's the difference. Your behavior was so fucking malicious. I'm like, whoa. But you punched down because you said Raymond's pretentious. That's my opinion. Dumb's being malicious by showing up on your panel. Fuck you. That's not what malice is, you fucking asshole. You don't know what truncated means. I don't think you understand. I don't think you comprehend much of anything. Now I'm getting angry. This is getting stupid now. But don't take my word for it. You can see what's going on in this very chat and how I don't want to deal with this shit. It's like I've made the right decision. God, I'm a Spurg. I'm here to talk about ideas and thoughts. We can disagree. This is how it is. Oh my God. All I do is I'm a mentally ill person who draws in even more mentally ill people. People who are even more mentally ill. And people who are even more mentally ill than me turn on you and be hostile at some point because they're even more gone than I am. So it's all I get here. Oh my God. Why is his behavior such a joke? I thought he was your hero. Well, how do you like? Well, first of all, you're not 21. You claimed you were 19 or 20. You're just a kid, just a boy. Yeah, I don't care for the elephant. If you like it, it probably means you're just. If everything you've told us is true, it means you're a young, inexperienced drinker. So maybe the elephant's a good starter beer. Then we're a Denmark guy. What happened to Denmark guy? He told me that, in Denmark, everyone goes to the Crown Shamrock one. The old one, the elephant is for old people. So it might be that maybe you're just, a lightweight or you don't have the taste for beer yet. Okay, fine. Who cares? I wouldn't say truncated is extended, hit enter. I would say truncated means to shorten. I wouldn't say truncated is, and leave us. It shouldn't take, I would truncate my comment. I wouldn't take 2 or 3 comments to explain one fucking thing. So right after that, that's a punch down. That's a criticism. It's like, I'm not going to read every comment. I'm behind in chat. You guys are talking amongst each other. OC is the type of guy you have to pull him time after time. You say, go slow. I fall behind. In chat, find the broken clock because the second hand unwinds. If you're lost, you can look and you will find OC time after time. If you fall, I will catch you and be waiting time after time. If you fall, I will catch you, and I will be waiting. Time after time, time after time. James, sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead, lost in your confusion. You don't understand what I said. The satire. You say, go slow, you fall behind. The beating heart of time. If you're lost, you can look. This is the only Cyndi Lauper song I ever liked. Time After Time, beautiful song. Only one of hers I ever liked. That is true. See, it's hard. You can't just expect me to love Danny Boy the way I love James. You're asking too much here. You can't expect Donda to love DBF the way she loves James. You can't expect anyone to love anybody the way we all love James. You're just asking too much. I agree, Dominia. I attacked his looks. That is punching down. Okay, if you say so. I don't even remember this being a thing, really. I remember saying, I'd rather, marry dumb than marry this Raymond. We'd be arguing all the time, and he wouldn't do anything. We're about the same. We'd be arguing about pretentious shit, and neither of us get anything done, or something like that. I can't remember what I said, but it's like you're making a big deal out of a joke. I think you got to work out intention. Maybe you're bad at working out intention. Or maybe it's me. You don't understand Asperger's intention. Like dumb didn't get the satire. It's like I got to explain myself. Well, if that's the case, why are you here? If I got to explain every fucking thing I say because you don't get me, then what? If you don't get me, why are you still here? I must be behind in chat. I thought I addressed this. And yes, all these other people punched down on us. But Danny didn't care. He was hoping to win favor. So he's not a man of principle. He doesn't care about being malicious or punching down. These are all just ammunition he uses to slander someone else. He doesn't care if his butt buddy DBF slanders anybody else, as long as DBF's being nice to him. But when Danny gets kicked out of the cult, let me come back here. No. Well, you're not DBF. I would simp for DBF. I'm not going to simp for you. I'm going to say you're punching down. It's like, why would I want to, like, this guy's like, why don't I deal with this shit? I got something here. Sometimes you, can we see this? I got, Donna sent me this photo she took of James just now. And almost for a minute, I thought James was in a wedding dress. Those are the bed sheets. I was like, oh, kind of looks like a wedding dress. Yes, exactly. Rules for me, not for thee, which seems like a real problem with normies and failed normies. Anyway. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock tick and think of James caught up in circles. Confusion is nothing new. We say go slow. Remember we said go slow. We fall behind. I fall behind in chat all the time. The beating heart of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. You know, I don't mind you wanting to change the subject. Now you're talking about something I don't give a shit about. But I'm glad the new Halo remake is pretty dope. Is there a truncated Halo that doesn't take so long to play? Like, remember the game Monopoly? There was also Monopoly Junior. Monopoly Junior was a truncated version of Monopoly. Same basic concept, but simplified and quicker to play. You know what I mean? Is there a truncated Halo? Because, man, I want to be in my new place. No more worries, and I can do this. Yeah, it's like I'm still caught up with this shit. All right, I have to get off soon and go upstairs. So one more beer. I'm not sure. I think James should take to streaming again. I really do. I don't mind you talking amongst yourselves, but it seems like, James, you've got a lot to say. I know you're busy, but you should be streaming, every few weekends. Don't set it in stone. Don't be like every Saturday at this time. Don't do that. Just every now and then, so I'm going to stream, and you can talk about Halo. You can bring on Dev Pike. You can talk about whatever you want. You should do that. Because I don't mind you congregating here, but it seems, James, you got a lot to talk about. You should be straight. Who agrees with me? This would be like a nice dumb. It's like a dumb stream now. I'll go soon. After my picture fades, darkness has turned to gray. You're calling to me. I can't hear what you say. End it now. Laffy Love's going to end the stream. Go ahead. I'm waiting for Laffy to end my stream here. Dev Pike says, hot take. DBF and OC are the same person. They both actually lie and take zero accountability. So I'm wrong. Because I'm much better looking. Look at my beautiful head of hair. He's an ugly fuck. I'm punching down. I'm joking. This is a joke. You're punching down. I can honestly tell you, even though Laffy and JT are, anxious and dreamy, my bussy has never been penetrated. I've never penetrated another guy's bussy. So there are differences. Plus, I've never chased anyone away. And I will criticize. I've never said, let's all hate Dev Pike, go after Dev Pike. I never said that either. I criticize you directly. Here's how I feel about what you said. But I don't ban you or block you, and we don't spend streams going on about you. I'm talking about you now because you came here and brought this up. I don't spend stream after stream saying Dev Pike sucks. Let's talk all about how we hate Dev Pike. It's never been my style. And you want to participate with people who behave that way, and I'm supposed to think like, what, you're a great person? I think, I'm not impressed. Yes. But I've explained to you why I think you're wrong, or why I just don't agree with your philosophy, to the point where it doesn't seem worth it for me to have any kind of discussions with you about anything other than this petty bullshit you want to say in the chat. Because why bother? Waste of breath. Well, it's a good joke now because you're angry with DBF. If all of a sudden I just want people to pay attention. If you and DBF become buddies again, all of a sudden, see, you punched down on DBF. You were going on about his hair and his bussy. You would say, this is another thing I don't like about you. You say it's a good joke now, but if you become best buddies again, you'll say months from now, you punched down on DBF. You punched down on him. When did I punch down on him? Hey, you said that. I'm like, that's what you'll do. And that's why I'm like wary of your behavior. Does nobody else see this? Maybe I'm wrong. No one else seems to chime in. Yeah, I thought he wanted to truncate the stream, but apparently he wants to extend it. I've never been penetrated by a guy either. I have been propositioned, though. Well, Horse, if you live long enough, I think all guys get propositioned at some point, because fags, unlike women, fags really don't care. You talk about how guys want to have sex with every girl. Gay guys are the same. They're not really that picky. One gay guy might say, you're throwing out my type. Because again, there's no fear of pregnancy. And that's why this has come up before when people say, I'm gay. I think I can tell a good-looking man from a bad-looking man. No, you can't. Fags aren't that picky. You can have a dude who no woman wants. They all say, ew, get away from me, creep. Some fag will suck his dick. Faggots, because they can't get pregnant, how do you think AIDS spread? So I think if you live long enough, at some point, you're going to encounter some fag. It's because homosexuals are not picky about men the way heterosexual men aren't picky about women they sleep with. You can't compare straight women to gay men. This thing comes up here a lot. Men are a much broader spectrum of who will fuck versus a woman. So a guy who can't get any pussy might be able to get or offer up his pussy, as we've seen here. Just part of living life. Uh-huh. Okay, horse. I think that's great. Because the same dude would probably proposition me or Danny or Dumb. They're not that picky. Something special. Code Veronica. I agree. Laffy, I agree. I'm actually not homophobic. I joke about me and Dumb. I'm not homophobic, but it's like when people say, well, what about gay men? You can't be ugly because a gay man like finds you attractive. Gay men aren't that picky. Gay men are like straight men, and they really can't judge other men. You can see Adonis, Chad. You can see Elephant Man, but they don't have the same, like women have a much. Yeah, that's what I always say. You need to really know how attractive you truly are. Don't ask a faggot. Ask, you need a survey of 100 women being honest. On a scale of 0 to 10, rate this dude. Whatever all these women come up with as the average, that's how attractive you really are. Not if some fag will spread it for you. So a lot of people still struggle with this concept that men and women have very different perceptions of attractiveness. Should probably get off. I don't want to make this a long. Like the last one was like 4 hours. I'm like, how'd that happen? I'm ready to. How did that happen? I want another beer. All right. I want to get off soon, but I do want more beer. I'm like, Laffy Love is going to truncate my stream, but it's apparently been extended. Laffy, I'm waiting for you to kill it. I think men in general have more types overall, but I've had gay friends before that were pickier than any woman I've ever known. Well, no, see, even sluts have standards. The chick who's had sex with like over 100 Chads and Chad Lights isn't going to touch an ugly fuck. You're a picky fag friend, you know. There's no fear of pregnancy, no fear of I might end up with this guy's DNA. Plus, if there is a fear of AIDS, I'd be picky too. So I don't think gay men have the same perception of women when it comes to male attractiveness. That's why I've never, if a gay man says you're cute or says you're ugly, it's meaningless. It has no bearing on how women collectively see you. So a gay dude saying hi or a gay guy saying, ew, you're ugly, you're so not my meaningless. It has no bearing on how women collectively see you. Why are we back to the 0? Yes, 0. Okay, 0. Say it loud. Say it clear. You can't. I always hated that song. I prefer the other one they had. All I need is a miracle totem. All I need is you. If I ever catch up with you, I'm going to love you for the rest of my life. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. Hatred and discriminate. I don't really hate and discriminate, but at some point when people show their true colors, I say, fuck this. Not worth the effort. Or as it says, if a chick you're into has a gay friend and the gay friend talks about how they think you're good looking, I think it influences a woman's perception. Is that how you met your wife? Is there more to the story you didn't tell us? Is that how you met your wife? Well, he's only 5'11". Yeah, I might give him a chance if he was 6'4". Oh, but he's so cute. Look at his face. Give him a chance. I'm glad your gay buddy in the theater got your wife to get up with you, to get with you. I was dying. Yeah, you are very rigid in your thinking. Well, not rigid. It's like, I don't even know what your thinking is. But yeah, no, you are rigid. Even Donda would agree. I'll be right back. I'm going to go one more beer, charge this up, maybe end it soon. I'm like, there's a good escape from my reality. You know what I mean? All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. Do I make this a 4-beer stream or end it now? Yes, bishes are regarded. I agree. Yeah, you should ask your wife how many of those dudes convinced her. Maybe this guy, even though he's only 5'11", isn't so bad if all the fags love him. Nah, let's do a little more. Call it. Well, now that James is leaving, there's no point. He doesn't give a shit. No one really gives a shit. Typical. And how many times did Dev Pike punch down on a horse, punch down on Xenesis when he first came on? It's like the hypocrisy, the irony. It's just it's disgusting. Oh, maybe I'll end it soon. It's pretty good. I should have nuked him. I threw him in the oven last night. It's a good question. How many gay dudes does it take to horse out a wife? I don't know. Or this one guy came up. He thought he was an alpha. He'd get your wife. How tall was he? How tall was he? I think I will try to go up, do some work. Hopefully. I think I'm a little more focused, a little less anxious. I don't know. Are you in a hotel? Where are you right now? Did I miss something? You're at a hotel? What did I miss? I thought they were at home. It's what, Sunday morning there? They're at a hotel? What the hell? Well, if his height's a long weekend, what is your height? A truncated day, or like a lost month? What is your height in comparison to his? It might be. Swingers. My sister got lucky, married a yuppie, took him for all he was worth. Now she's a swinger, dating a singer. I can't decide which is worse, but not me, baby. I've got you to save me. Ah, you're so bad. Best that I ever had in a world gone mad. You're so bad. I've always loved, ribbing and teasing. It's go when two people joke with each other. Not everything's a punch down. I think Danny tends to define punch downs either how he's feeling at the moment, or he knows it's a joke, but he'll make it a punch down later. It's just whatever's convenient for him to call a punch down is. And I can't do it anymore. Maybe I'm winding down now. I'm seeing this and I'm winding down. Yeah, I've got 17 people watching me. All this quiet. You never know. I never know where stream's going to go. I was come on briefly, talk about the anxiety I'm feeling and all the shit we got to do. This turned into a whole dumb Dev Pike thing, but you never know where their stream will go. Anything else anyone wants to discuss? Or we winding down? This is that point I get to where I'm winding down. I'm not quite ready to go off. I'm not ready to go off yet. So I'm like, is there anything else? Or have we run out? We've got to find out where a stream ends naturally. Yeah. Why are these two in a hotel? You see that? What are they? Like, did I miss something? Was there some video I missed? Where are they? What are they doing? I don't know why they're in a hotel. Talk about Iran. Man, I guess we're running out of things to say. It's okay. It's okay. There's my Dino Nuggie having a sip. We'll call it. It was good. Unless someone else, some other topic comes up. It was okay. It was okay topic. It wasn't where I wanted to go with it, but where it went. But it's so tempting. Problem is, what I'm winding down. There's cold beer here. I want to pour it. I've got my hang up about finishing a beer and then in the stream. Maybe I won't finish this one. I'll just pour. I want some cold beer. I'm like, okay, that was good. I want some cold beer. But I was talking about the original purpose. Wait, the original purpose of this stream was more to talk. Like I said, I never know where stream's going to go. I don't turn anyone away. I talk to people who come in peace or whatever. So I didn't mind talking with everyone, but in the chat. But what I wanted to talk about was basically me and how the anxiety. I go back to this shit. I think the methylphenidate helps, but it doesn't last forever. It just I don't know why. Like I was saying, when I'm on camera, into my spurgy animated self, ADHD, impulsive, when I'm alone, I eventually slip back into, what do you call it? Dysthymia. And I'm starting to feel it come on now. So I got shit to do, but it's like, oh, man, this is my distraction. I don't know what to do anymore. My whole life. How is this my reality? Think about the evil things that have happened to me in real life. Come on here and tend to internet nonsense. It's just, it's a good way to express opinions and thoughts, but all this is just meaningless shit. I don't know anymore. He does. One of these days, we'll get Occupational Click himself to call in. He's very hard to get hold of. Harder than Todd. So don't hold your breath. I wish I'd known this stuff years ago. I wish I was either younger or I'd found this stuff existed. Yeah, I would have tried for a diagnosis and tried for neat bucks 10 years ago. I feel like I didn't know any better. That's why I admire Todd so much. He got in when the getting was good. He's a lucky son of a bitch, and I envy him, and he's still my hero. My God, this existence is just terrible. I don't expect you to. Sorry, I expect you to just trying to share how I'm really feeling inside. But, is the pill only good for 2 hours? I feel like, I just want to drink my beer and escape reality. I wonder if I had neat bucks in my own place, a nice little place, nothing, no worries. I wonder if I'd be like, I stream for half an hour, fuck you. I don't know if there's just the streaming is almost an escape from the daily hell that is my existence. Well, I do. I throw them out and then we get new ones because I drink more. So I put them back there. I'll get rid of them. I'll get more. But this room will probably be the last to go unless we do what I don't know where I'm going to move to because maybe we should do it's going to be more money wasted. Get a van and a dumpster concurrently. Move the shit out concurrently. Go to a room. Throw this out. Keep this. Throw this out. Keep this. We might have to do that. I don't know. What waterfront? Which waterfront? You mean down by the seaside where the boats go sailing, people turned away. All right. I think I'll kill this in a couple minutes. Take a few more sips. I'll kill this. That was good. It's like I said, I don't mind talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. that drains me. Now it's like, I was going to talk about me and the situation here, and I just, maybe wherever. I'll drop some cheese. Comment down. This isn't a grill stream. There's no cheese to drop. Yeah, actually, I didn't think of that. Maybe I should give the cat some cheese next time. I didn't think of that. Good thinking. The cat comes back. I'll give it some cheese. Yes, I want to live by the waterfront in Egypt. Yes. Sounds good. Okay. We're getting to that point. Sometimes, some streams, they have a second act. Like a new group comes in and we go somewhere else. I'm really just like, it's like I'm thinking about all the shit I got to do. It's like, oh my God. All right. Well, this one seems like it's a lost cause. So I think I'll end it now. Any last thoughts? Laffy, kill my stream. Truncate it.